And calling this the first race isn't technically accurate since we've run playoffs, but this is the first race of the group stage. We've already had some races in playoffs to determine which players would advance to the group stage. One of which was ShadowFax. See it on the right here. ShadowFax advanced to the group stage for playoffs. And we'll see how it fares against Oddme. Oddme is a very well-known face in the community, obviously, and probably revert this name if you know anything about Mario. Whereas ShadowFax, I think, is a relatively new player. Rox, can you enlighten me on when they started playing, if you do know?
Yeah, I believe ShadowFax is relatively new. In terms of when he started running Galaxy 2, his first PB was like we had a 4 hours and 8 minute time, just in time for the tournament to come around. And he started running Galaxy 1 like around a month ago, I believe. But yeah, he's a relatively new runner to the speedrunning scene. He's coming in with a PB of 3 hours, 40 minutes, and 57 seconds. And yeah, Oddme has been around since 1973. Yeah, if you know anything about anything Mario related, you know about Oddme. World record holder in the 602. He's been running Galaxy since he was born.
I think Galaxy is older than Oddme or something.
Something like that.
Jokes aside, Oddme, despite his speedrunning age being quite on the boomer level, he is still quite young. I believe he turned 18 this year.
Yeah, he's like a month.
So.
Yep.
Now, when it comes down to the game, first things first, we'll try to explain a lot of the things when we're going on. There is a lot of different strats, tricks, skips going on in the game. None of them is a particularly major skip that skips big sections of the game. The Galaxy games have this characteristic, and have always had this characteristic of being basically bulletproof when it comes to finding skips to finish the game fast. So any percent is done the good old way. You run through the game and you beat the game. Obviously, there are skips in the levels, but there's no way to go around the 71 star barrier or any other star barrier for that matter. So
there's actually, in fact, only one single cutscene that or one overall thing in general that we can skip. And that's at the very end of the run. And that was found... It was a very obvious skip found 8 years into the game's lifespan. And we'll get there when we get there, but...
Yeah, it's a skip that's very appreciated by runners. So it's gonna be very interesting. Now, as we were mentioning, this is the first race of the tournament, and whilst Oddme and ShadowFax go through the first level of the game, gonna mention that Oddme is running the game on the Wii U Virtual Console, which gives the advantage of the possibility to install Japanese without having a Japanese Wii U. Japanese, if you know anything about speedrunning, whenever there's text, Japanese is always preferred, or almost always preferred, due to the limited amount of characters. So text scrolls faster.
I believe Wii U VC is also faster for load times in general as well.
As far as I am aware, that is inconsistent.
It's inconsistent, but I believe generally it tends to be true. It's the Wii games are weird when it comes to loading times. As you
I will offer my personal experience as somebody that was playing on a Wii U and is now playing on a Wii since I've moved country recently, and now I'll have to do this bit of a back and forth. The only noticeable difference I see in times is when I finish in the Sky Station 2 split because of all the text.
Yeah,
I'm always behind by about 10 seconds. But besides that, I don't see any super big difference. That cannot be boiled down to I sucked in the level. So, in my experience, the difference is not that marked.
I really don't have any good experience with it because I haven't actually ran 90% since I got Wii U. But yeah, anyway, run Dino for run. This is the first mini boss of the run. It's not really hard. You just kind of gotta shoot starbits at him, or ground pound him, shoot starbits at him so he slows down, then ground pound him again, and that was really clean from Oddme.
Yeah, this This boss fight can be deceptively annoying if you get hit and or miss a ground pound and or ground pound in the wrong spot. It's just like really, really annoying.
Yeah, you can, if you ground pound just like a few frames early, then like the piranha hits you in the head, and it's not fun. Like, because you get hit in the head, and then he runs you over, and then you have to reset up everything, and it's not great.
Yeah, there is this ideal sweet spot that you want to hit, if possible, with the ground pound, where you ground pound in the middle of the boss, so the boss doesn't really know where to go. It doesn't really move a lot at first, so you can immediately spin after you recovered from the ground pound animation. If you do miss that sweet spot, you'll still need to chase and shoot star bits at the boss, but the sub is just lower. However, the sweet spot is right before the hitbox of the boss. So if you go too early, you're gonna get hit, and that makes it a bit tricky sometimes. But obviously, for experienced runners, that doesn't tend to be the case. If you have done a lot of starts of the game, you generally know how to do the boss.
Yeah, it's when you're learning the game, it might take a while to get down, but you know, once you become more experienced, it's kind of becomes a little more free. But it can still trip you up every now and then, and you can also soft lock on that boss. I forgot to mention that. That's like one of the very few places in this game where you can like soft lock, and if you soft lock here, it's an instant like 5-minute time loss because you can't do anything about it. You have to reset the game, and it happens. I believe when you shoot a star bit at Down and Piranha as the cutscene starts, of like, you know, like the fade.
Yes.
Yeah, that's happened to me before in a race. It wasn't fun.
I can't believe that. Then again, it's why races can be unpredictable. Even if you have a large PB advantage, you never know when something pops up and suddenly, oh, okay, I'm behind. So it will be very interesting, especially over a game as long as this. Yeah. In matches where participants have PBs that are about 1 or 2 minutes apart, it can really, the ebb and flow of the race can go back and forth so many times.
Yeah, I believe we have the closest, actually. The PB-wise, the closest match of the tournament tonight.
Which was?
It's me and Flygon, because we're like less than 30% apart. Yeah, it's like 3:22:15 through 21:51. So
yeah, I was supposed to face Flygon, but then due to some last-minute adjustments that had to be made, for which the tournament organizers didn't have to work a lot, we had to redo the seeding basically, and that resulted in Rox having the matchup against Flygon. I'll have somebody else to face on, and I'll be eagerly looking at this matchup because it's going to be a very, very interesting race. We have a lot of interesting races going on. Today we're opening with our race with participants have a quite a large PB difference. So on me will probably be, but both players will probably be aiming to use this race as a, I guess, way to measure themselves. Obviously, a racing environment is very hard to simulate, and even with all the goodwill of the world, I find it's one of the things that I find it impossible to simulate for me. I can't, for the love of God, put myself down and be like, okay, I have to do a race stress, because I know that it's a normal run. So if I have to reset, well, I can reset. It's very hard to recreate.
Yeah, and it's especially hard in a race setting to just if your run is not great, like in not PB haste, you've missed a bunch of skips. It can be super demotivating to continue, but like you have to keep going, and that can be one of the most frustrating things, just in general.
Yeah, Oddme in that sense is kind of a veteran by now because he has this wealth of experience, years of running the 602, years of doing runs, and so Oddme has this. We joke about this uncanny capability of thinking this run is absolutely horrendous and going on like it's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. Whenever I'm like, I could be like -5 minutes, but still like be on a bad run, and then I'd be like, I hate this, and then I reset. So I don't know how he does it. So next up, we're heading to Yoshi Star 1. This is where we might see. I'm not sure if they're gonna go for it, but one of the big skips in this game, and that is
this is when you have to take out the big guns, and It's the first run killer, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any of the runners are gonna go for it, because if you miss it, you lose like 40 seconds, or something like that. You lose a lot of time. But basically, Yoshi's introduced in this game from Galaxy 1. He was not in Galaxy 1. However, the devs kind of forgot that Yoshi can flutter, and now we can flutter with him for literally forever if we're good enough. However, there's a few quirks to that. One of them being that you lose speed after around 10 seconds. But you'll see how broken flutters can be very shortly.
In general, the reason you lose speed after 10 seconds is because the game has a built-in momentum failsafe that actually works even when you're not on Yoshi. That's a thing that I recently discovered. At least for myself, I probably was already known, but I tried for myself. Admi isn't going for the flutter.
Probably a smart
Not
decision.
surprising. Admi is known for having not using the hardest strats, but being extremely consistent, and that is obviously due to his main occupation being the 602.
This is true.
And this being the last game, obviously, when you go into the last game after having already like 12 hours, 13 hours of playing time on other games, the last thing you want is inconsistent strats that you can miss, because obviously it can risk a lot of progress through, and you can risk developing a not very healthy mindset,
Yeah,
which
but
doesn't
as you
help.
can see, Admi just with Yoshi flew up this planet. He didn't have the greatest angles, so we had to ditch off Yoshi. But that's not the end of the world. You get Yoshi on this next planet. But yeah, Yoshi, you can flutter for. You got a ton of speed, especially. Well, the way it works, if you shake after you jump, you accelerate much faster. However, you want to be, if you go forwards, you're not going to be as fast. You want to go at like a backwards diagonal angle in order to get the most speed. And like we said earlier, it only lasts for around 10 seconds due to that momentum failsafe. But yeah, Yoshi's kind of broken.
Yoshi, Nintendo. Let's just say that Nintendo isn't very good at making Yoshi and not broken in games. So generally, whenever it made an appearance, there is a glitch and or a way to abuse Yoshi to your heart's content, if you know what you're doing. So ShadowFax now going through the same motions. It's these flowers that you can grab with Yoshi's tongue can be quite a pain sometimes. Not because of the grabbing motion, but simply because Yoshi's tongue actually has to have line of sight. So if you're behind a wall or your angle is not correct, your tongue cannot grab the flower, and that can be really frustrating.
Yeah, especially that after the elevator section, that flower that you need to grab above the protagonist's hand. If you miss that flower, then you have to like either like save yourself from the flutter, which is really hard to do. Flutters are incredibly rhythm based, and if you get out of that rhythm, it can be really hard to get back into it.
All right, I don't think we explained like the technical reason of that, why the flutter works. And now you'll see me do another flutter. This level is completely skipped. It's not a joke. That go from the start to the end, completely skipping the level. So the way it works is just that by crouching while on Yoshi's back. Oh, that's
good trick from me.
Good judgment call there. You'd rather have Yoshi take the L for you instead of
that only loses like I don't even think it loses time to maybe
no, it doesn't lose time because it loses the freeze frames the game does when you get on Yoshi.
Yeah.
Which is like a few frames. The game just is frozen whilst you mount Yoshi and do like wahoo. But as I mentioned, it works because you can crouch when you're on Yoshi, and that resets the. Oh yeah, that's a miss time. The problem is when you crouch, you press Z, and if you press then A, you backflip dismount Yoshi. And obviously you don't want to dismount, so you want to press Z to cancel the flutter, and then repress A after you let go of Z, else you're gonna dismount Yoshi, and well, if you're above the nothingness, like in this case, you're not gonna be having a good time.
Nice second try from ShadowFax there.
Also, I realized by watching everybody that I do a setup that's completely different from everybody else.
Do you do the Do you face left?
I go on top of the. I think I do. Not even what Viper does. I go on top of the rocks, like backflip and. What?
That's the Chrism setup.
Oh god, I'm gonna change it then.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different setups you can make to do. You can go in the rock, which is a little easier. You can do. You can like face left and do. I think that's called the sludgy setup. So I think sludgy does that. Or you can do the typical face upright, jump shake, and just hope you don't die. So next up, we're heading into Spin Dig 1. This level is incredibly long. Part of the reason that this game is... Well, this game has some... Oh no, ShadowFax!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's awful.
He did grab the checkpoint, though.
Yeah, this is true. Smart call in retrospect.
Everybody gangsta till you get memed by a boss.
Yeah, that boss can happen.
Spin Dig, you were mentioning it, it's incredibly long, and it's a level that probably won't be in if you weren't forced to do it to progress.
Yeah, there's... the game's overall map is very... it's very linear, like Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, it's very similar to a 2D Mario Performers map in general.
We can't like skip any levels, which kind of sucks. But that makes routing in this game incredibly interesting. As you've been seeing, the runners have been getting comet medals throughout the levels they've been in. That's because the comets in this game are usually way shorter than the actual normal levels. There are a lot of good examples of that. But like, that makes routing super interesting because there's like this comet medal like spreadsheet of like what comet medals unlock other comet medals, like stars, and like because we grab the Spin Dig comet medal here, we're not gonna actually do the Spin Dig comet. I don't even believe we unlock it. So routing in this game is incredibly complicated and it's really cool. And so shoutouts to the people who route like JDI.
Yeah.
Because it's so freaking complicated.
Yeah, there is this kind of dualism between like me routing Galaxy 1 and JD routing Galaxy 2. It's very hard for one of us to contribute to the other game because the nature of the game is completely different. Where Galaxy works by domes and this works with a linear map. It's completely another world.
It's really cool like how routing works out though.
We didn't even mention Captain Toadskip.
Oh yeah. Well, you'll see ShadowFax do it, I'm assuming. It's incredibly easy. Just go in first person and shoot Toad. You need to get
it saves like half a second or something. Yeah, it's not even a big time save, but you do it for the meme, obviously.
Yeah, it saves time. But another thing to mention about starbits in general is that you're gonna see runners like most of the time like spit out all their starbits. That's because if you have any starbits or coins for that matter, but you can't get rid of coins at the end of a level, you get a text box saying you got this many starbits, and it's over the course of the run. If you get 71 of those text boxes, that's gonna lose a decent amount of time. It's not gonna be anything like race changing, but
I mean, I would say a minute. I would say a minute and a half can change a race.
Is it really a minute and a half?
If the text box is the same as Galaxy 1, that's a big assumption. I mean, the text box is the same, but the time you stay idle is different. At any rate, a text box in Galaxy 1, if it's cancelled, so you press A. Oh, sorry. Italians being Italians. If you press A and cancel the text box, it lasts exactly 93 frames. Assuming you are wasting all the frames, and it's a second and a half.
Another thing to mention.
Multiply that by a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of time.
So what ShadowFax is going for right now is this pretty cool corner clip. I believe it's too far like to the right. He has to get more to the corner. But you can like clip into this corner here. There we go. With the drill, and he just shoots all the way up, so you don't have to like, go all the way down and around. Starbit. And Oddme's going to be heading to right side down. I think it's
one of the best levels in the game, in my opinion. The movement here, if you nail the movement, it is just sick. It was just like really sick.
I wonder if I don't know if Admi's gonna go for like crit skips or anything like that, but it's the movement in this levels, so it just feels so good. Oh, so everyone pay attention to ShadowFax's screen. This is the coveted Captain Toad skip.
He's gonna nail it. It's incredibly hard, obviously.
Yeah. Go into first person mode. Shoot Toad. You skip a cutscene. Yeah.
Because Toad is too busy being stunned by the star bits.
Yeah.
Oddme's wagging. You're intended. You should just switch gravity a bunch of times, but that's slow. So. Who does that?
I was lucky.
Ooh, that was very, very lucky there from Oddme.
Oh, he's dead.
Yep.
He misses
it happens. I just think that he went off the path that he usually takes by trying to go for the fast cycle there.
And that sucks. All right, that's gonna be a pretty decent time loss for Oddme.
Yep.
He's still ahead, but that can change. This level is incredibly difficult. The movement's so satisfying when you get it, but like you're moving so fast through the level. Aside from this one section where you have to wait for the cycles. But other than that, it's like non-stop. Like,
even then, in that section, if you're bold enough, there's the spin bonk strat where you just turn around the spin bonk and go down without waiting for that.
No one goes for that. I don't think anyone goes for that.
I was considering going for it in greens runs, but I decided against it. Because I mean, you know, when you're like 3 minutes from a world record, 2 minutes, you just gotta start considering other strats, you know.
Does Claire do that in world record?
I'm not sure they do, but then again, like Rox, I go for B-less in Onyop twice.
That's honey hop or honey bloom.
Honey hop because it's green stars, so you have to do.
Oh yeah.
So let's just say I do a bunch of crazy stuff in greens, but this is not greens, so let's not talk about it. Just know that there's a strat there that allows you to literally never stop in that level, and it's insane.
It's not worth it under any capacity. So, I'm just like a full right side down wad ahead of ShadowFax right now. We're going back into right side down to do the secret level, which is of course, the garbage shoot.
I mean, the Guillermo says it's all the garbage of the universe. I gotta say, if that's all the garbage of the universe, humanity sure has progressed in recycling.
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, Oddme's not going for the momentum jump, bruh.
Not going for the neutral jump, no.
No, unfortunate. Oddme's going pretty safe, but so far, better safe than sorry. ShadowFax going through the motions of right side down one. This level can be really, really scary. We mentioned already for new runners.
And older runners.
And old runners. Oddme died.
Well, and even in Nemi's previous world record of like, it was a 3:00:23. He died in this level. It was just one of like 2 deaths, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, this level did kill the first sub 3. Nah, it didn't really kill it. There were probably a few more attempts than Nemi had. We'll never know though. So
it killed one. That's already pretty impressive to have on your resume.
Honestly, yeah. Oh no! ShadowFax went for create skip and died. If one's impressive, take a look at Melty Monster 2. Big ups to Zigzag Skip.
Zigzag Skip is icky.
Yeah, we don't talk about Zigzag Skip. I can't even do this level casually.
Also here, ShadowFax utilizing a trick. You can mash out infinite fireballs if you spin and cancel the animation with a crouch.
Yeah.
I mean, not infinite, obviously, but you can have hilariously large masses of fireballs.
Yeah. I think you can only have 3 on screen at once. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I
don't think it's free.
I might be thinking of a different game. Anyway, Talking about Z cancels. If you shake and hit Z after making a cloud, you skip the animation of like bouncing up from the cloud, and that will be used throughout the entirety of the run wherever we can use cloud flowers. And you're gonna see Admi here skipping through most of the entirety of the level with just 2 clouds, and it really just shows how broken the cloud flower is and why we love it so much.
Nintendo added it, and it's like, this is a mistake. Is it? Yeah, it is a mistake.
It was a mistake, but
it's a very beautiful mistake, but a mistake nonetheless.
This is my favorite mistake.
I look really clean from Admi.
Yeah, that was incredibly clean from Manu. Yep.
And this is the first encounter with the chimp. Honestly, I have nothing to say about that besides Ben Chimp. So...
Dude, Chimp is the coolest character.
Listen, the chimp, we've already talked in the Discord about the chimp is the allegory of capitalism, and Mario is the worker getting played.
It's yeah.
It's a good meme.
It's a good meme. So we're heading to Fluffy Bluff Secret. This is just get the coins and feed the Luma and then do the dumbest platforming ever. I hate the final planet of this level.
And the final planet of this level is it would be an interesting premise if not for the fact that you can wall kick on the back of what's supposed to be a 2D section, making the entire section meaningless because you can just backflip.
What was that?
Oh, Admi, yeah, he got an error and side flip. Side flips. Side note.
Fuck. They suck.
Yeah, it's just. It happens a lot of times when an SMS runner or a Super Mario 64 runner tries the game. I think one of the big reasons for why it's hard for these people to click with the game is that side flips are absolutely incomplete. Not really, but in normal game condition, they're absolutely and completely useless. You're much better off using a backflip, which normally is useless in SM64, for instance. So,
I mean, I've never ran like Sunshine or 64, and I still am the worst with side flips in this game because we don't talk about Tall Trunk 1. But yeah, you'll see why there. That level gives me nightmares. Not for the reasons that it gives people nightmares, but for completely different reasons. But yeah, we're heading to the final planet, and this level, this planet, you're gonna be seeing Admi do a lot of like wall kick, cloud cancel, cloud boost, backflip, wall jump things. Yeah, it's pretty fast. However, one thing with the clouds is that if you press Z to cancel as you shake, which is easier than you would think.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, it happens way too much. You get like a frame perfect ground pound, which means you fall all the way to the bottom, and it's not fun.
What do you mean falling down to the bottom and having to redo the level? But the level's fun. What do you?
The level is fun, but you lose like 30 seconds. Anyway, we're heading to everyone's favorite boss.
Oh boy. Gobble Gut.
Gobble Gut. So Gobble Gut sucks, and I will make a 20-minute long video essay on why this is the worst boss in any video game. However, I'll shorten it here. But anyway, basically, Gobble Gut is a dragon snake thing, and it has belly bulges, is what the game calls it. But they're like stomach lining sticking out of them, and the strat you have to do to be fastest is it's not necessarily precise, but like it's everyone hates it. It's universally the most hated boss in the entire universe.
The thing is, it is very precise, as in like some of the hits are very precise, and they're position dependent, so they depend on where you are.
Yeah.
Which is an horrible combination, because if you're off by a few pixels, that can snowball through the boss fight, and alright, my second to last hit is gone because
And you
my
lose
position is
so much time if you miss it. You lose like 30 seconds if you do like the casual strats. The first phase, the first half isn't too hard with the setup we have, but the second phase can just burn.
and it burn indeed, because it's not in this particular category, but there's a fiery version in 120 stars, which is not fun. Let's just say that.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
I just finished learning Battle Belt. It's not fun. But yeah, on me, had a really clean first cycle, and let's see if you can nail this last hit. Ooh, missed the last hit. That's usually how my attempts go. And then now you have to wait a million years. This is a perfect example of why Gobblegut sucks. If you miss one hit, you're wasting time making them run around like I don't know. What's something that runs around? And then you have to get the final hit.
I don't know, man. It's not sure you're running around.
It's not even running, it's flying.
Yeah.
I
It's flying around. Definitely not the speed of sound, because it's not particularly fast, but...
No. Luigi outspeeds it. That's the most annoying part.
Oh, that's the best part. Luigi outspeeding it.
Dude, when you're Luigi and you're trying to you're outspeeding Fiery Gobblegut, you're like, why is he not charging down on me? And yeah, it's you have to like run in zigzags. It's not balanced very well between Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, it's this boss fight that has these very weird quirks, but these quirks concur to make it pretty bad.
Yeah, it's cool in concept, but suck in like not in reality. It like in practice. That's what I'm looking for. It sucks in practice. But then I don't know why having like a stomach line and dragon snake thing would be. I don't know who thought of that. The bosses in this game are incredibly weird. Wait till World 3.
I'd say that a robot with giant hammers isn't really that weird for the standard of weird.
I'm not talking about the hammers.
Okay, fair. Understandable then. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on to Puzzle Plank. First level, World 2. You can either love this level or hate this level. I really see no in between. I love this level. I think the movement's so fun. I know if you're Pidgey, you hate this level. But
this level is good, but it does its best in green stars, in my opinion, because you have the additional movement tech. Oh, ShadowFax is getting memed by the swamp. That happens.
The side of the swamp. Yeah, the sides of the swamp are like sloped, and the slopes in this game are awful. They make little sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, the engine was patched after they discovered that you can cheese the slopes in Galaxy 1, which obviously speedrunners use. But the way they patched it makes it impossible to do the trick, but also makes recovering attempts basically useless. You can't do anything when you're sliding down.
But it's like sometimes it's inconsistent. Like I noticed if you jump off a slope, you can't spin, but if you just slip off a slope, you can spin. And it just doesn't make sense. So anyway, I'm doing this cool little skip thing after the comet medal. You can just skip the 2 saws falling down and have them do the wall jump by just triple jumping off the thing. Another thing to mention about this game is that momentum works like kind of realistically, but like exaggerated realistically, if that makes any sense. Because if you're going off something that's moving up, you get flown upwards.
We'll see that used in Flip Swap. The Yeet Mobile is gonna be a fun experience.
Oh yeah. I don't actually. They might not. I don't know if Omni goes for that or not.
I sure hope he does. It's not a particularly difficult strat, but it's cool. It's very cool to see.
I know I don't go for it. I don't know. I might learn it though. I haven't gotten to it in the 242 learning process. Anyway, this is Mandibug. You just long jump on it and ground pound, and then it's dead.
The boss. Like the number of air quotes. You can see the number of air quotes, even though we're not writing. You can literally see that in the air.
Yeah, there's like 12.
Yeah.
And
one of the few is one of the bosses recurring from Galaxy 1 actually.
Yes.
Imagine such quality boss that it is just returns to this game.
Both
Fantastic.
super quality bosses. That and Bugaboom are in Puzzle Plank.
Yep.
Everyone's favorite boss, Bugaboom.
I have to say about the Yeetmobile, the most difficult thing for me to do was adjusting from Luigi to Mario, because the point you need to go down from surfaces changes between the two characters.
Yeah.
So it's really annoying in that sense.
It's a lot of people really aren't big fans of Galaxy 2 100% because it's not 242. And because like they don't like the way like Mario moves or something. I'm not sure why people don't like 100%. I love 100%. But like a lot of people don't like it for some strange reason. But that's because you have to use Mario for 100% of the time, because you unlock Luigi in this game after you beat the game. You can't do like a new game plus Luigi type of thing like you can in Galaxy 1. And Mario.
I mean, there's a ROM hack for that technically, but
it's like the weirdest ROM hack. You just put the Luigi cave in the freaking prologue. I watched Sludgy make that on stream. It was really funny. It was a good day.
Okay, so Yoshi power-ups, because Yoshi deserves some love too.
Yeah, Yoshi gets 3 power-ups: the Speedy Pepper, the Bulberry, and the Bloom Fruit. So we're using the speed. I have no idea what this is called. It's just a pepper. I don't know.
It's a dash pepper. It's called the dash pepper.
Dash pepper. Yeah, I know the lore.
The lore of Mario. The deep plot, the very reason we all watch this.
The lore, dude. Who needs the speed when you got the lore? Anyway, this is the easiest flutter in the game.
Yeah, this is the first flutter every person like learning to flutter should do.
Yeah.
Because you have so much leeway that even if you drop an input or two, it's fine.
I think if you just have to do like 3 flutters and then you can like dismount, you'll still probably make it or something. It's dumb, but I love it.
Oh, on me there. Yes, you see like another example of momentum being used with all the speed you have with Yoshi. If you dismount the backflip, even if you have the momentum from the backflip, it's gonna get completely outmatched by the momentum that you have going forward, and you're gonna launch off the slope. If you do that at the correct angle, you can literally launch yourself into the star.
Yeah, that's called the 360 Chrism.
I'll petition to change the name.
When are we finishing the 2016 tournament? Any ideas?
No, it's not run by me, so I don't know, my dude.
Who ran that?
I have no idea. I wasn't even in the community back then.
I wasn't.
That's
either.
how old
I
that
was
tournament
like
is.
14. We're still waiting on the finals of the tournament. Everyone get hyped for Chrism versus Nocturne. Anyway, we're heading to Cosmic Cove. This is like... This level is interesting because what we're going to do in this first star is we're going to actually be grabbing a bunch of coins and unlocking the Luma for the secret star in the first star. And that saves time due to routing. I'm actually not sure why it saves time, but it saves time. But yeah.
I mean, it saves time because if I think you can launch into the launch star directly instead of having to wait for the spawn, and that probably saves time.
It doesn't save that much. It saves like it's not too big of a deal. It's like 4 seconds maybe. Oh, another thing to mention, a new route just came out of this game that saves like 5 seconds over the still semi-newish route. Routing
unfortunately, I have to say that JDA is this horrible habit of like publishing a route and then like 2 days later, oh, look at this new timestamp I found, and 3 days later, oh, look at this other new timestamp I found, and it's so infuriating, I swear.
The amount of times we have to change our splits. Once for me, it's been once.
Yeah, okay, but in the past history of the game, it's like every single time, like.
Yeah.
At any rate, like this new route that just came out, it's just no level has been changed. It's just an adjustment in order of the levels and reordering of movements in the overworld map.
It's just great routing, yeah.
And it's really cool how some of the time saves are super counterintuitive. Like you would never guess that save time.
It makes yeah.
ShadowFax going on the bulge there to get up. I mean, it's way safer, but it loses time. So.
Yeah, because you don't have the dash pepper for this like 10-second segment right here. It's not the end of the world. It's a good starter save strat because the little like shake dip in between the two platforms on the left side is pretty inconsistent.
I mean, I had to learn the consistency there. Obviously, doing green stars, you have to go up there for the stars. So
yeah.
So it's not a problem for me, but I know that for other runners, it can be really annoying. Jerome.
Shots to Jerome.
Oh, unfortunate there.
ShadowFax back. Oh, Admi coming for the hardest skip of the run. He has to make sure he hits one. He did it. Okay. He saved 30 seconds there, I swear. That's actually a 30-second time save, hitting 1 and not 2. Basically, we need to go back into 1 because we can't access the secret in 2. And if we go into 2, like, oh, why don't we just do Cosmic Cove 2 instead of 1? Because Cosmic Cove 2 was literally the longest star maybe ever.
I think it's the longest non-Bowser star. No. Boss Blitz is the thing.
Longest.
It is genuinely longer than Battle Belt 1.
It's actually, yeah, it's so long. And that's Battle Belt 1 without the like final. No one's gonna know what I'm talking about, but the final Z shake you can clip it into the star thing. Like it's so long. Anyway, we're gonna shoot this bunny here, and now the bunny's dead, or not dead, but captured. This planet sucks. This planet's absolutely awful because those like skeeter things. You can like be in the cutscene and then like die because the skeeters can push you off.
Yeah, no, because normally you're supposed to freeze the planet, and that's strat some runners still do. It's a bit slower, but
that much time, yeah.
But obviously the skeeters can murder you if they're not frozen. So that is a bit of a bra moment, I have to say, if that happens.
Did Ami get starbits? Oh, let's hope I get him right now.
Yeah, I do get him right now, for instance.
Yeah. I think I was. Nemi told me once that it's faster by a half second to get starbits before Cosmic Cove S.
Yeah, or even after Cosmic Cove S, like you go get the starbits and you jump on the button.
I know. I think he said it was when when Male Toad, when you unlock Male Toad, because you're like not facing the starship or not facing the helm or something. Yeah, I don't know. Nemi's a confusing human being, but we love him.
Nemi's brain is
too big for all of us.
All right, now entering another very good level. Oni Bloom Secret is a very fast star. Oni Bloom 1 is another one of these stars. In the 2D sections that are vertical movement mainly, it's just like really good. If you see somebody perform it really well, it's just
the movement's like so nice. A lot of people were scared of this the Honey Bloom's a new addition. Honey Bloom 1 at least is a new addition to the route. I would say in the past year or so. But a lot of people were scared to switch to it because in order for it to like really save time over the old route, you would have to do something called B-less, which it's not the hardest thing in the world, but it trips people up a lot. However, with this new route, you don't have to do B-less in Honey Hop 1. Oh, by the way, that's Honey Hop Secret, shortest route in the game. And yeah.
Yeah, Oni Bloom Secret was already in the route, or just because it's so fast, obviously.
But yeah, Honey Bloom 1, you don't have to use the B in the 2D section anymore. Or you don't have to not use the B. You can use the B if you so incline.
I mean, the final 2D section, I don't think the B is necessary, but I think
I've tested.
I'm not sure if losing it is faster, actually.
It's not. I've tested with it. Yeah, it's not. It's like if it is possible, it's incredibly precise. I wasn't able to get it. Like at the very end, cloud section. You know what the clouds are at the very end with the stars.
Yeah.
The freaking helicopter green thing. Like ooh,
The helicopter.
You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Like
Yes.
it's in the way, so you can't do anything. Also, I like ShadowFax's improvisation with the ground pound bounce on the
homing ground pound.
homing ground pound on the penguin.
Obviously,
yeah.
I mean, it's called the homing ground pound for the reason that it homes on target.
And it is a ground pound. Anyway, this is what B-list looks like. That what? What?
Yes. This is not what B-list looks like. You can tell it for the fact that Oddmia has the B power up.
He got stuck on the flower. That was really funny.
Listen, the hitboxes of these things are janky, like beyond imagination. Every single game has to have like its own jank. SM64 has BLJs, SMS has collision that doesn't work. Just doesn't work.
Doesn't have
and yeah, SMS is just like, oh, you thought there was a wall here? Nope. And then this game is just, oh, hitboxes? What are hitboxes?
The amount of
oh, odd me. Oh,
yeah,
odd me.
This is the reason a lot of people don't like. Oh, we get to be here. I believe it's a little faster to not get to be here because you can just like zoom through that section. But like it really doesn't make a difference. Anywho. Oh, ShadowFax is doing Boulder Bowl. We're gonna see a difference in route here. Boulder Bowl in the new route is done really late. That's another reason people don't like the new route. It's because Boulder Bowl. We like doing Boulder Bowl early because Boulder Bowl 1 has a really difficult skip. You might see ShadowFax go for it. I'm sure you will, because it saves like a ton of time.
Yeah. You can also do another strat for the new skip, or you just use the boulder power up to, well, cheese the ramp a bit.
Yeah, I should probably learn that before my match tonight.
It's not that hard. It's like really not hard. Once you learn it, you'll fiddle once in the blue moon. Yeah. And it even saves time on the old strat, obviously. So.
Yeah. Faster.
Faster, safer, faster, safer, and easier to set up. So.
Easier, better, faster, safer. My favorite.
Harder, better, faster, stronger. I think you get the idea.
Yeah.
ShadowFax. I think ShadowFax is gone.
His timer's still running. Anyway, I'm heading to Lava Lair. Lava Lair is it's a level, that's for sure.
So Lava Lair as one of these like the first proper Bowser level. Bowser Jr. notwithstanding. So it has all the classic elements of Bowser level, lots of lava, fireballs, Magic Koopas, all these beautiful things that can be really annoying. But
and also, of course, flippy green things.
The flippy green things.
I love the flippy green
Lovely.
things. But yeah, this level has a few really cool strats that you're gonna see Oddme going for. Like, you notice that he grabbed the the life up mushroom, the 6-up, and you'll notice what he's good at this game. Why does he need the 6-up mushroom? Is he gonna die? No, hopefully, but he's gonna get darn close to it if you look at the health. The reason we grab that is so we can do that, but that's not all. Because at the end of this level, we're gonna do another damage boost type thing, and it's gonna be pretty cool.
I'll be going for the same cycle I do. That's interesting. I mean, oh, that was very close. That was very close.
If you get crushed by anything in this game, you automatically die.
Yeah, it's instant death. Getting crushed by a thwomp or a womp is instant death. So, not very pleasant. Now, you need 4 HP here to do this particular lava boost, because statues aren't fun.
Yeah, they can be annoying. But then Ami's gonna be fine. Not gonna hit the flame like I have done multiple times and died. Oh shoot, you're right. That is so free. Anyway, Ami heading into the Bowser fight. Yeah, and then we get to
Okay, Shadow I think is restarting the stream. Timer is off right now. In the meantime, Oddme is facing Dynamax Bowser for obvious reasons.
yeah, I can't believe Galaxy 2 ripped off Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I know, right? It's incredible. We wouldn't expect Nintendo to do such things.
Yeah, Galaxy 2 rips off every game. It rips off Odyssey with the purple coins. You know.
Yeah, just everything, dude. What do you mean? Memes aside, there is the prophecy meme about this game for reasons.
Yeah.
At any rate, the Bowser fights in this game are all centered around the same thing. Bowser's gonna let these meteors fall. Again, why would it give you the tools to hurt them is beyond me, but then again, Bowser's intelligence has never been particularly high, so understandably so. Oh hey, and we see ShadowFax again, chilling in Boulder Bowl.
Just bulling in Boulder Bowl.
And so Bowser will let the meteors fall and follow up with some attacks, at least for this particular fight. Things will change for the second and third fight, where you can go for a cycle skip, but we'll talk about it when we get there. The gimmick is going to be still the same, but Bowser does more attacks, so by hitting Bowser at the right time, you can cancel the attack animation in advance. Oh, ShadowFax is going for the old setup here. Oh, that's gonna be pain. Oh, that's gonna be painful. Really unfortunate there. Yeah, that old setup consists in just long jumping at the very edge of the ramp, and then spinning at a specific point to enlarge your hitbox due to the presence of the boulder mushroom, rock mushroom. I don't even remember how it's called. The roll thingy. Roll thingy should be more than clear enough. However, if you fail to jump at the right moment or fail to spin at the right moment, you're dead. And you need to repeat everything, including getting the combat medal, getting the rock boulder, blah 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 blah. And ShadowFax did it. It's not super hard once you get used to it, but it's certainly missable. Like it's not beyond the realm of possibilities to just straight up miss it and like, oh come on. It's one of those skips that keeps you on your toes because it has to be perfect every single time. You can't escape from that.
It's an interesting one. But anyway, we're at ShadowFax at Rolladillo. Rolladillo is a boss that rolls. Wow.
It looks like an armadillo.
It is an armadillo. Because
I've never seen one that looks like that, TBH, but sure.
I mean, I don't know what the
They're
lore
not
is.
fluffy usually, but the lore of the Galaxy games cannot be put into question, right?
It's space armadillo. Like, I don't know what you wanted to. Like, you've never been to space. You've never seen a space armadillo.
I have never been to space yet. And probably never will, to be honest. Despite my academic career in the field of aerospace engineering. That said, Almi is going to go to the sky, which is an ambiance I'm more than familiar in this regard. This stage is cloud boost galore. As you can see, Admi utilizes the cloud boost, which is a specific technique. You can long jump as soon as the cloud is created. Actually, not as soon as the cloud is created, but very close to the moment when the cloud is created. The effect is that you get the momentum of the cloud being created, bouncing you upwards, and boosting your long jump distance to insane degrees.
Yeah, it's awesome, but then again, it can suck. It cannot be fun sometimes.
Missing it can lead to a pretty painful death, obviously, because you're counting on the extra height for some things. The fact is now withdrawing the star bits for Honeybloom. ShadowFax will be a bit behind. I think it would have been behind either way due to the routing difference, but that's gonna be even more the case just due to the difference that Oddme is just speeding through the game. Just as a quick info about the tournament group stage is double elimination, and to qualify you have to be in the top 4. So that means that even if you lose your first match, but then you win your next 2, you're still qualified. So not all hope is lost even if you lose a match in the group stage, but certainly it would help to get to the bracket stage with the best seed possible, which can be obtained by being the top 2, obviously, and not losing a match. So obviously the goal is if you have to get knocked down in to losers bracket, do it late so that you don't have to run for the gauntlet. And it's the losers bracket into every single tournament.
Yeah, I can't wait to face hardcore round 2.
That is if you go through Flygon.
No, I believe in Ro, dude. I'm gonna lose to Flygon, and then Ro's gonna beat hardcore.
Poggers. ShadowFax there. A bit unfortunate. Momentum in this game works in wonderful ways. If you hold back and then hold forward and then try to hold back again, you're not gonna drift. You're not gonna drift through the air almost at all, which is really weird. The mechanics of negative speed in general, whenever Nintendo's involved in it, are really, really janky. The fact that this game can let you gain a pretty significant amount of negative speed is really cool and can be exploited a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they honestly, I'm surprised after SM64 came out, Nintendo decided it was a good idea to have you be able to go backwards in general, because they saw how that worked out.
I mean, to their credit, this is not super janky, but you can definitely feel that if you're trying to drift forward in the air, you're drifting forward by a very limited amount. Whereas if you are drifting backwards, you can move a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Oddme here, this wouldn't have been good enough, I think, for the second challenge. And Oddme is lucky that this is the first one, because the second challenge is the reason why Ben Chimp is a thing. Now, ShadowFax will enter right now Lavalair to obtain a second Grand Star and, in general, kick some turtle backside.
Booty.
Whereas Oddme is going to Frizzy Flake 1, which will include a particularly annoying skip, for lack of a better word. I mean, yeah, not for lack of a better word, but for lack of usability of a better word.
It's not necessarily a skip. It's more like a cycle skip.
Yeah, it's kind of a it's just a movement tech, I guess.
Yeah.
That allows you to not have to wait on a Fire Flower timer, and therefore save time. Yeah. But to be able to do it, you need to have very good movement throughout this section. Now, Oddme will grab this Fire Flower, and he will need to fire a Fireball with this Fire Flower almost at the end of the Fire Flower itself. You see Oddme here destroying the statue and entering the slide. the Firefly will run out like almost immediately after touching the ground,
Nice.
and he got it. And you see that the Firefly runs out just after that. It was
ShadowFax. Okay, that's what we call in the industry the gamer cycle. Shouts to Stick.
gamer cycle, gamer moment.
Yeah, but anyway, that's Freezer Flake 1. So good, smart play on Shadow, getting the checkpoint there. I'm not sure what type of. Oh, looks like he's gonna go for this. No, he's going for the safe way. Yeah, this is the safe version of the statue bounce thing, and I'm really glad he had 4 health there. He's just gonna. Oh no! It's oh! Oh!
Oh my god.
I wanted to say that.
He's still gonna go for it. Yeah. This is so dangerous, obviously on 1 HP. The statue's hitbox is bigger than you think, but it's very easy to just backflip and die, as you've seen there. Oh,
Yeah,
the flame. Oh my god. Alright. ShadowFax made it. On me is going into Hauntial's 1. Hauntial's 1 has a particular flutter at the end, which involves bullberries and a lot of horizontal speed. Now, to gain speed with a flutter, you must be holding an angle that's over 90 degrees compared to where Yoshi's facing. So if you're facing forward, you need to be facing at least a tiny amount back and left or right for you to gain speed. If you're facing directly left or right, it won't work. So this flutter makes use of that speed that you need to have, and it will be pretty interesting because you see you're going practically horizontally, but you have a very small amount of backward speed or forward speed. I don't remember like the original alignment. I mean, I can do it, but it's really hard to picture it in my head.
Will Oddme go for dismount is the real question.
Oddme doesn't go for.
You better not go for it. That's the dumbest strat.
No, Oddme. There are very few people that go for dismount in this situation. It's like when you're doing a flutter, you can dismount Yoshi to gain even more speed, and technically reach the star faster. But it's really dumb, and there's only a few occasions of dismounts being done in runs.
I'm pretty sure Nemi's the only one who does it.
I have done that in a Green Stars run to get to Sweet Mystery 2.
I mean,
and I did it.
Into the star, like, okay.
Into the star, yes. That was... The chat was like, what? What? I was behind by a minute and a half, and I Hail Married it, and it worked.
I think I've done it for Sweet Mystery 1, actually, before. No. What happened, I hit the flame in Sweet Mystery 1. I hit the flame, and then I bounced to the star. It was epic.
So, gamer strats aside, obviously, it's a swag strat. You can do it, it's slightly faster, but no one in their sane mind in a racing environment will do it. Unless your name is Nemi. In which case, you're doing it.
What if I do it tonight?
Wanna bet?
What if I do? I mean, will you give me money if I do it tonight?
I might not give you money, but you may have an increased chance of winning the Player of the Tournament award. Think about that.
The Player of the Tournament award? Elias, what's that?
Hey, we vote for Player of the Tournament. What do you mean, what's that? It's pretty simple. We vote for the Player of the Tournament, a jury of 4 people that obviously are not nominated for Player of the Tournament, and as the fifth juror will be the people that vote for the Player of the Tournament, and at the end of the voting, we will have a Player of the Tournament that wins 10%, no, not 10%, 5% of the prize pool.
Yeah.
Which right now it's sitting at almost 50 euros.
That is
That's not much, but it's something that everybody can do. It's something that even a player.
There is a prize pool for this tournament. We never really mentioned that.
Yeah, there is a prize pool for this tournament. It's established out of voluntary donations, and we almost hit 50 euros, which, to be fair, is more than I expected. At least I expected this to be the value at the end of the tournament, but we reached it before it even began. So that is a very good sign, and a lot of the community has participated in that in that effort in general. So it's really cool to see.
And if you want to donate to that prize pool, where can you do so?
I mean, there's a link somewhere. Wait a second. If you want, I can grab it. But
I'm just trying to like plug it. I'm trying to do my sarcastic.
Yeah, there's a link somewhere. I can provide that if needed. Actually, I think we should set up something with.
Honestly, that's
what
I was thinking.
Yeah, we should set up something for that. That's a good point. We will work on that to be able to do that. Right now, however, Oddme is heading into Beat Block. Beat Block it's a very interesting galaxy. It's faster iteration has been the bane of casual players since forever, basically.
And speedrunners.
And speedrunners, but I don't know. If you're a speedrunner, you die once, but then you still do it. If you're casualing this level for Beat Block Comet, prepare to die a lot. Because you see the gimmick of the level is that the green and yellow blocks switch place every
beep bomb.
Yeah, but I don't even know the actual time. In the Comet, this process is sped up by 4 times, so it basically changes every second and a half. Which is not a pleasant experience if you're trying to go fast and don't know the cycles. If you know the cycles, you know where you'll land, so it's not going to be a biggest problem. ShadowFax getting trolled by that Octumba. That Octumba is the worst enemy of the game, I think.
It's honestly the worst. Yeah.
Gotta say, its positioning is so bad that means it's good because it's an enemy, it should be annoying. But the positioning is really effective, I guess would be the best word. Especially because it can knock you off, and if it knocks you off, you're dead, which is not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, dying isn't fun.
Now, after Tall Trunk 1, I believe that the new route will head to World 1, right?
Yeah, I think
There are multiple instances of the game of backtracking to previous...
Honey House 2.
What?
Honey House
2. Okay, after that then. But there are multiple instances of the game of backtracking to previous worlds to clean up the comets. We've already mentioned that comets can be pretty fast. And obviously being fast, speedrunners are like, oh, fast level, let me do that.
Ooh, I'm missing the long jump. That long jump sucks.
Tommy going for the Aleos jump.
Getting it.
And he gets it. Poggers. I don't get why more people don't do the backflip strat, honestly.
Because it's slower.
Yeah, okay, but it's 100% safe.
But it's slower.
You literally can't miss it. unless you miss input, but obviously like.
But Aleus.
Yes.
It's slower.
But it's Oddme. Oddme does slower things all the time in the name of consistency. So. Oh, that was almost unfortunate for Oddme. Obviously, as I mentioned, once you change your momentum direction, good luck changing it back.
Oh wait, you're right. They already did Honey Halls too. I can smart.
Sorry for that. I'm still in the process of recovering from being ill. So, poggers for that. I have been cleared to go to university, so that should be 100% fine.
I'm gonna get in the frame perfect ground pound. Another thing to mention is that after a long jump, you can't long jump. Wait, no, ground pound. Immediately you have to shake, but you can use something called a frame perfect ground pound, which is you ground pound the same frame as you spin, and you just skip the animation and you don't do a homing ground pound. You instead just like zoom downwards. And that's the reason why cloud cancels can be slightly annoying, because if you do a frame perfect ground pound in the air with the cloud, instead of making the cloud, you just die. And that's
Yeah, you just ground pound the cloud, and spoiler alerts, clouds don't like if you ground pound them.
Clouds don't like force.
I mean, understandable. I mean, if you were ShadowFax, okay, what am I talking about? It's like it's the 500 one. I always forget. There's two versions of the challenge. There's another one that has a 600 ceiling to pass, and that 600 ceiling sometimes can be annoying, especially if the patterns meme you. The patterns are always the same. What can change is the rotation of the pattern, but that's enough to throw you off sometimes. And if you hit a spiny balloon, or I mean, it's a balloon. Let's be honest.
Oh, Cloud Court 2. I forgot about this one. Cloud Court 2 is fun because you just actually it's okay. Basically,
it's run.
Yeah, but you don't want to like miss a wall jump in the later section, otherwise you're dead. Because good luck recovering from that.
Now, this stage actually acts as the gatekeeper comet for a lot of other comets. It's the reason why it's done basically as soon as you can. As most of the comets that have cosmic clones, shadow clones, call them however you want, are gated by this star. And that there's another star that works like this, and that's going to be Puzzle Plank Comet. You'll see purple coins. Most of the purple coins comets are gated behind Puzzle Plank Comet, because it's supposed to be the introductory mission to collecting purple coins, as this is supposed to be the introductory mission to run away from shadow clones. And ShadowFax will miss the cycle here. And
she's just going to take the death.
To be fair, not sure that's faster.
I don't know if that's faster or not, yeah.
I would have actually just taken the L and moved on.
Yeah.
Take the L, move on. Sometimes the game trolls you like that, and well, what can you do at the point? You just take the L and move on. Oh, that's not gonna... Oh, maybe that's still gonna work. I'm not sure, though. If you get this close to Bowser statue. Those fireballs were good, though. Oh, don't long jump there. Don't long jump there, my man. That's gonna make you run out of fire flower juice. Yep.
Yeah, that's what happens if you miss a cycle. You have to get a fire flower.
Comet medal. Okay, so he's unlocking there. Yeah, because we're probably gonna get the fire flower again after this.
Yeah, I'll be heading into Puzzle Blink C. Oh,
no,
he's not
going.
Yeah.
I would have waited that for the fire flower. It's definitely gonna be more more easy than if you do that.
So Oddme's not doing the super new route. That was found like what, 2 weeks ago.
Yep, he is doing the previous route, and getting a bit trolled by purple coins and a shadow clone.
Ooh,
I can
shadow gamed over.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I mean, not Sunshine bad, but still pretty bad. If you game over, you're getting knocked out of the level, and you have to redo the entire level again. Obviously, as I mentioned, it's not as bad as Super Mario Sunshine, where, spoiler alert, if you game over, you lose a save if you haven't saved. So, Super Mario Sunshine has had countless victims throughout 602s, 1545s, and general runs to this behavior of game overing, reverting to previous save, which in the case of speedrunners generally is no save unless you know you're about to die. And that's pretty bad. This game overs are more lenient in a way, but still, you don't want to game over. It's a pretty bad time loss. Let alone the fact that if you game over, that means you've already died a bunch of times. So again, stacking time losses. ShadowFax keeps on long jumping there, but your ideal behavior is just to fall on the slope, because the slope speed is much faster than any long jump. So Either way, at least ShadowFax will have the respite of knowing that he's at 4 lives now, which is decidedly better than
0.
0. Yeah.
So,
So
I'm
it's-
heading
it-
to Sky Station 1 comment. This is just Sky Station 1, but you skip a few planets, and you have a time limit.
Yeah, I wonder what those very big clocks do.
I wonder if it adds 10 seconds to the time, making it possible.
Nah, man. What do you mean? You only need 20 seconds to finish this level. I actually think Task can do it in 20 seconds.
It probably, because if you watch the IL of it, I think Nemi grabs 1 clock. Maybe 2. And he like makes it with a decent amount of time.
Alright, pretty clean second hit from Admi there. ShadowFax finally manages to get Crazy Flake 1. Not a fun time, unfortunately, but still not gonna be too happy about how this race is going.
Yeah.
Obviously, going against Admi, you know, it's gonna be a tall order to beat him or even stick close to him, but having to wait and restart a stream for technical difficulties, then game overing, is, yeah, just say that the run isn't going how you really want it to go.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I want to say it's still decent pace though for ShadowFax.
I mean, 340. I don't really know. I would have to have my splits open.
Me too, yeah. And I don't know what the old route is. Because if it's doing Supermassive, I have no idea what Supermassive is.
Yeah, the old route used to do a level that the Supermassive. Supermassive is not a hard level.
I hate Supermassive. It's
Supermassive
so
is
bad.
not a hard level.
It's so bad.
Okay, so varying opinions as you can see here, but Supermassive at least it was widely agreed to be easier than Honey Bloom.
I think Honey Bloom's way easier. I honestly think Honey Bloom's way easier. Maybe because I
don't
just
think so.
learned Supermassive as Luigi, which should be easier, but I hate how Luigi controls. I dislike the slipperiness and how it took 12 years to start with Mario.
I mean, obviously there's like character quirks, but overall, I think most people agree that that's a big L. I think, yeah. I mean, not that big. It could be worse. On me is in the meantime killing all the Spinies by running into them. Behavior that shouldn't happen normally. Don't run into spiky things, people. That's not good for your health.
Unless you're invincible.
Unless you have an invincibility star.
I've noticed that works. That kind of prevents it.
I mean, dude, imagine going to Walmart and you buy an invincibility star.
And then running into, like, barbed wire.
I don't know if any corporation is listening. Please make an invincibility star. I want to test stuff.
If you need a test on me, I'm down.
Alright, ShadowFax going for a bit of a simpler strat here. I don't blame him. This level, it can be horrible. For certain
Yeah,
things.
Honey Halls is... And already having a death here, so...
Yeah.
Definitely can't blame him. Honey Halls is really... It can be a huge run killer in early game.
Oh, he tried
no.
he tried his wag, but... Yeah, as I mentioned multiple times, momentum in this game can be weird, and he moved like backwards, forward, and tried to move backwards again, but the momentum at that point is completely and totally shot.
Anyway, I believe it is time. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Wait.
I hope.
Oh yes, oh yes. The Yeetmobile is about to be activated.
Everyone hop in, put your seatbelts on, remember safety first.
And now, if Omni's not gonna do it, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Oh, he's doing it.
Oh, the miss. Yeet! That's not a good angle, Odme.
Oh, that was close.
That was not a good angle, but can happen, so... Is Omni gonna do my strat, or... the new strat. Oh, that looks like a modified variant of the strat I use. That's not like necessarily my strat, but using mine not as a. Oh, he's not doing the boost there. Oh, okay. Is going very safe with the boost there. Only one or two, I guess.
He can say that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary when you hit those, but like it's you can. A good thing about taking damage is that you can shake out of it. I'm really happy that exists. Otherwise, I would hate Space Storm a lot more than I do.
Yeah, Space Storm can be annoying sometimes.
But if you weren't able to shake after getting hit, oh my god, Space Storm.
Yeah. Look. Today I died in Space Storm 2 in a stupid way. I fell off the thwomp and I fell into the lava and I was like, what? You could die like this?
I died in Space Storm 1 the other day. That was fun.
Space Storm 1 can be annoying as well. Space Storm is not as, the music for Space Storm 2 is fantastic. It's the best.
It's buoy base. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. It returns just for one level, and I would have wished it.
The world's shortest level.
Imagine Space Storm 1 with buoy base music. That would be nuts.
I feel like that would have good battle rock music. Space Storm 1 gives me some battle rock vibes.
Alright, now Onmi is going to go into Fearsome Fleet.
There are a multitude of different strats that he may be going for here. There's the coveted question block flutter. There is
with its moon version and the regular easier version. There's just the flutter to get on the ship, and then. So let's see what Onmi will be doing.
Looks like it's just doing the side flip.
These looks like the regular flutter to get to this platform. Will he QBF or will he go safe from here?
It looks like it's going to be pretty safe.
I mean, this can mean both, but if he's grabbing that means he's going safe. Smart play. Going ballistic here can hurt you a lot. QBF here consists in landing on the question block, and then you have to nail a flutter without the ships being here. He's gonna go over the...
Yeah, that's like the new cool strat.
Oh, cool kids go over there. Oh boy, that's cool.
Yeah.
You can go under as well. Under is a bit more risky. But yeah, there is a veritable plethora of different strats you can do there to get through the level. The absolute fastest would be to... Oh, ShadowFax gets Yoshi here.
Yoshi doesn't lose that much time. It's a lot safer, so probably smart.
Yeah, especially with this flutters and yeah.
The platforming on this tree is incredibly annoying sometimes. So I don't blame him.
Yeah, I understand that. Especially if I come from being used to Luigi, and Luigi is a Chad in this game because jump height. So whenever you have to do this part with Mario, it's always a bit scary and not ideal. ShadowFax will be able to make it up. What is skin of the teeth? Oh my god, all's close. Omni is fighting Mega Hammer, which can be fun. You can cheese his phases just by fluttering up. Now, the placement of the generators for apparently the energy of the robot by Bowser Jr. are questionable, and apparently due to Freudian influences on the fact that apparently it doesn't have a mother. But besides that, it's a normal boss fight. You just go there and have to hit him 6 times for once. It's a very... This game...
I thought it was 5 times.
I mean, actually 8 times, technically. The 2 at the front, 4 at the front, 2 at the back, and 2 in the head.
Yeah.
This game breaks the usual Mario, haha, hit me 3 times and I'm dead rule a lot. Either way, as I always say, gotta commend Bowser Jr. for inventing all this crazy shit to go toe-to-toe with Mario. Let's be honest.
Losing.
I mean, at least it doesn't do like his dad. Acknowledges that he needs the help of some machine in order to win. And it takes the fight to Mario. You get it? And he's like 4 years old or something. Whereas his dad is just like, haha, punch hard, I'll win.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like Bowser Jr. got his bosses a little out of order of difficulty. I think Gobblegut's the hardest one, and then Boom Bunker's the easiest one. But, you know.
I mean, Boom Bunker is easy if you know what you're doing.
Let's
be honest.
If you know what you're doing, it's easy.
And Boom Bunker can be cheesed quite a bit, but that's because, as a speedrunner, you can just use the cloud cancels to go up really, really fast. And that kind of kills the point of his just cycles trying to throw you off, because you just reach the top before you can do anything. But obviously, if he wasn't any faster, it would be really unfair to, like, casual players are like, what? He's just what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So... Boom Bunker is the way it is, and let's be honest, the real boss in Boom Bunker is Green Star 2.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my god.
That's the real boss in Boom Bunker. It's not the actual boss fight. For those who don't know this, after you beat this game, quote unquote 100%, as in you get all the 120 stars.
50%.
50%. You unlock the green stars, which is a category in on itself, and it can be run. And it's another 120 stars that are placed randomly across all the levels. And if you finish all the 120 green stars, you unlock the famous Grandmaster Galaxy, which if you beat with getting the Comet Medal, you finally unlock the perfect run, which also known as Please End Me. Casually, unfortunate for ShadowFax there.
Yeah.
He's blasting through Zoot Mystery with flutters. This is a really fun level. This is just flutter galore.
In terms of like Yoshi levels, it's probably my favorite Yoshi level.
Dude, I just realized how big the platforms are there. It's so big.
Huge.
They're huge. At any rate, I was saying that in Boom Bunker, one of the green stars is a cannon shot.
Oh no!
Oh, on me got memed there.
Okay, there's a chance. Sometimes when you do that, if you like get hit there, you can just like fall and then like you land on an invisible platform. And
yeah, it's a death plane that's not a death plane.
Yeah.
So probably it's just the developers forgot to flag it as a death plane, and you can actually walk on it. So
it sucks when you're in the middle of a run and it happens.
Yeah, because obviously you want to die to respawn and be able to finish level, but you're not dying. You need to long jump for like good 15 seconds before you can reach a place where you can die. So it's really annoying because it's like it's you know when you say a fate worse than death, like you're stuck in this limbo, and yeah, obviously like quitting level is not an option because dying is still faster, but yeah, it's not ideal. I'll just say it's not ideal.
Yep.
At any rate, I was mentioning about this legendary cannon shot. That's the hitbox of the star is intentionally smaller than the normal hitbox of a star. So that cannon shot is the bane of every green star / 242 runner in existence.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
It's one of these things that even an experienced runner can fail and say, it do be like that sometimes. So well. Now this skip, this level is just one giant skip. You've mentioned already skipped half the level. This is another half of the level getting skipped. Using the momentum from the slope to just launch yourself at the exact angle to get to the final planet. How convenient. Oddme isn't mashing Z there, and for that the run is invalid. ShadowFax is forgetting that Yoshi is not there in Beat Block 1. There is a Yoshi for Beat Block Comet, which helps a bit because obviously Nintendo wanted it to help by just being Yoshi, you know, so you can flutter, but we can infinite flutter, so that helps in other ways. Oddme is cheesing the boss of Flipsville completely here. when you fight it, it's actually kind of challenging if you don't know what to do. But speedrunning strats are like, yeah, sure, you're dead now.
Yeah, you just kind of like ground pound the face, and it's like, whoa. Ooh, ShadowFax with a nice save there.
My dude, oh, okay, that was a bit
that was a little scary.
that was a bit sketchy, but it ended up working. So at least so far, it could always fall to his death now. Okay, nice save. Now, a little information about what a good time in this game is, and also general info. World record is 258.40 something. What was it? 39. Okay. By Nemi, and it's to date the only sub-free time ever recorded, as far as I know. Other players that are in the tournament have times that are very close to that. Both Arcor Gaming 07 and Super Viper T302 have a time that's free flat, like 300 some seconds.
Hardcore's a 300.56. Viper has a 58, I think.
Yeah, and in particular, Hardcore has a very good sum of best, which is the sum of his best levels. However, this game is known for being ridiculously inconsistent because it's a very, very hard game to master.
It's incredibly unforgiving.
So the world record in this game is 4 minutes apart from the sum of best of the player setting it. If you compare it with Super Mario Galaxy 1, it's more than double the time away from the sum of best. This just shows the difference in difficulty of the games. And not just difficulty, more than difficulty is just how unforgiving Galaxy 2 is compared to it. A run that's within 6 minutes of your sum of best is really good.
Yeah. Like when I got my PB, I PB'd by 10 minutes. I was over 10 minutes off my sum of best. I thought that was like a sick run for me. Okay.
Yeah, in general, this game is also very momentum based, I feel. Mainly due to the difficulty of the tricks. So if you're having a good time, a good mindset in that moment, you're just gonna power through everything and keep on playing well. But if you're missing a skip, you don't get a moment to rest generally. It's like another hell level immediately afterwards, another skip that you need to do. And if you start getting a bit lost and down with your mentality, you're gonna just make mistake after mistake after mistake, and that can easily spiral out of control. This is why races of this game are generally so interesting, because even in World 6 with a 5-minute advantage, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. Everything can always happen, so...
one time I PB'd, okay? I was 6 minutes ahead into Galaxy Generator, the last level. I soft-locked on the final flutter. PB'd by 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing that can happen. This game has one of the most important skips in the final level. The last thing you do before facing Bowser is that skip.
Yeah.
And that skip can be failed in so many different ways that lose from 30 seconds to minutes, because you can soft lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not technically soft locked because you can pause exit, so it's not technically a soft lock. As in a soft lock definition is you can't do anything within the game. You need to reset. But for all intents and purposes, it's yeah. And that's why this final flutter is so infamous for being very, very difficult and unforgiving. There are easier versions, safer things you can do, but obviously, if you go safe, that means that it's not fast, normally.
Yeah, it's still fast if you do like Comet Metal Flutter. That's still really fast.
Yeah, that's what they do. I don't do the shelf version. I do the Comet Metal.
I finally learned shelf version because I learned Gravity Gauntlet Comet. I probably practice that. Oh yeah.
No, so yes.
Omni just did Sweet Mystery Save, which is one of the like weirdly focused, intensive levels in the game. Like It seems like pretty simple. You're just on Yoshi. You gotta get purple coins. But oh my god, when you're like, you have to focus so hard. If you look away, you're dead. It's bad. That's my story. Yeah.
The difficulty in that level is due to the fact that the platform you're sitting on is on a timer, obviously because of the bulberry, and that you can get the rows of coins that are alternated by being exactly in the middle. But if you're not exactly in the middle, you're not gonna get both coins. So you need this combination of very precise movement and awareness of your surroundings that makes you require this a big amount of focus. You can't really just YOLO it. Now, ShadowFax will soon be trying to finish up Ward 3, if I believe.
Yeah, his and Flip Flop.
I need to learn this level done well, honestly.
Flip Flop or
Flip Flop Comet or 2.
Me too. I just do like semi-normal baby strats. That, you know.
Yeah. Alright, Oddme is powering through the purple coin stage right here.
Ooh, ShadowFax going for the yeets. I don't even go for the yeets. So going for that, like, with a 340 is.
I mean, ShadowFax has proven a really interesting player to follow, because to get a 340 this quick, it's not impossible, but it is a pretty good speed of improvement starting from scratch for this.
Ever to get like 340.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate there. Also, True Gamer in the end got drafted again due to circumstances beyond like the playoffs, but he beat True Gamers. And True Gamer. I mean, True Gamer, you can say whatever you want about him. He is.
He's been around the community for a while. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. So, and he PB'd by a mile and a half in the playoffs, but ShadowFax still outperformed that. That was really impressive. And it was, I think, the best race time in the playoffs. I want to say that it was. So that was pretty neat for ShadowFax. I don't think many people expected that. So, Oddme is doing things in a different order. Why? I don't know, man. Maybe it was Galaxy bringing something.
Oh, it was in Chompers for Starshine.
Yeah, no, not Chompers instead of something else. It's like getting the Comet Medal after unlocking.
Oh. Yeah, that is weird.
Because I don't think you can get a cycle by doing that. All right, now let's see. Oddme will go for the strat here to lower the.
Yeah, it took forever to figure out a way to get that cycle. We always like thought.
I still haven't figured out, honestly. It's on my list to stuff to learn. To be fair,
it's not that bad. You just have to like hit it in the right spot. It's just precise.
Yeah, no, I know that's not super hard. It's just like when you're figuring out being a runner of many different games for the 602 means that I don't have game-specific strats that are pretty easy, but you still need to sink in the time to learn. So this is my first proper foray into anything that's not green stars in this game, honestly. So this will be interesting for me, playing in this tournament.
Yeah,
On me trolling right now. Sorry. All right, and on me is gonna clear. This section is not a scroller, as you can see. You can't really do much besides wait and wait and wait some more. All right, ShadowFax should be heading now into, I think, Fearsome Fleet. But on me has accumulated a pretty decent advantage by now. And we got to say this thing. Odme isn't necessarily a 90% specialist. On the contrary, he tends to focus on full game categories.
He hates 90%.
So, I'm not sure if he hates 90%, but I'm pretty sure it's not his favorite category in the game.
It's definitely not. He definitely prefers 242.
We have a situation of many players in the tournament not being 90% specialists, which I guess can be pretty scary for the opponents, because it's like, you know that this person probably can do better than the time they have at the moment. It's just that they need to focus on 90%. And it's time that's like they're capable of achieving, but they've never done because they've never actually focused on the category and did a grind of like a couple of weeks even.
Honestly, there really aren't too many 90% specialists in the army. I think there's Shadow,
Viper.
Viper.
Arcor, I would say, is not particularly a specialist of anything.
I don't think Sludgy is either, even though he has been grinding.
I mean, I think Sludgy has his best time. I think is definitely 90%.
No, definitely, but I don't think I consider him like a specialist.
No, so you have situations where people like coming from 242, people like me that, I mean, people know me in this game for my Green Stars time, not for 90%.
Yeah.
Where all these people are just playing 90% seriously for the first time, and that means that they're gonna improve pretty fast. Oh, ShadowFax, they're very, very close. Still making it through though. Luckily. And advancing to the fight. Obviously, you can die in the fight, but I mean, it's annoying, obviously, but there's a checkpoint. Whereas dying right before that, especially if you go for Moon QBF, oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. It's the worst thing ever. Also, Odme, as we mentioned, it is a very consistency-based runner. It doesn't do super hard strats, but what he does, he does it well, and he does it to a degree of consistency beyond most normal players.
Oh yeah, man.
You'll see a bit of the opposite in Arcor. Arcor has an insane sum of best, but he has struggled so far to nail a good run together, which I feel that
that's SMG2 for you.
Yeah, and especially knowing that I am the same in Green Stars, where I do all this bonker stuff, but my consistency as a result isn't the best, so I kind of have to bless RNG and hope. So it leads to these situations where you can reliably predict Odme. Odme will have a goodish run, no matter what. It will take like a catastrophe to have Odme having a bad run. But Arcor can get anything from a sub-3 to a 307 in his race. Any of this is a possible outcome. And that's a very big range of values that may or may not make an opponent on paper should be easy. Not so easy, because if you have a very bad run that day and your opponent gets a good run, and suddenly you're at risk of losing to a person that's a PB that's 5 minutes worse than yours. And that can easily happen. Easily. Any match that has people within 10 minutes with PBs will be a potential upset. So
I'm telling you,
me
versus hardcore. Me versus hardcore. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna win.
Dude, you know, I'm always the runner that's like, until it's over, you gotta believe. So you gotta believe.
Dude.
You gotta believe. And if you look at it this way, if you believe, you may be disappointed at the end. But if you don't believe, you will always be disappointed at the end.
Dude, I believe. I'm pulling out all the strats versus hardcore, dude. Luma bounce. You should start one flutter. Yeah, everything.
And if you lose at the end, you're still gonna be, I tried my best, I did everything I could to get that slither of a chance. I did it.
And I mean, that's of course when Row beats hardcore and Flygon beats me. So they'll be so facing losers.
Obviously, I mean...
Let's go, Row. You got this, dude.
So, yeah, Oddme's still using the old route. The new route, as we mentioned, like, there's a bunch of interesting stuff to talk about when it comes to overworld map movement. That is very counterintuitive, but for reasons that are not very easy to explain, it ends up saving time. It has to do with all the path unlocks that you see whenever you beat a galaxy that has something gated behind. Like, it's just path unlock cutscene where all the paths just open up.
Or even like, wait, you can like what's it called? You can like, you know, transport on the spaceship after you teleport. You can teleport from like the inside cave section when you get like a power up to like the very top after you get like a letter or something, and that's taken into consideration. Like Starship.
Unfortunate. The Starshine Beach 2 is known as a very annoying level. No matter your skill level, if a run gets here, you better start. You gotta take out the blessed RNGs again and pray to the RNG gods, because this level is awful when it comes to that. Obviously, this is not at all RNG, but the input is very fast that you have to do, and then it's very prone to mishaps. Let's just put it that way. So obviously, it's not something you want, but it's not. Sometimes you don't get what you need, but you get what you deserve, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
ShadowFax going for a bit of an easier version here. Obviously, going directly back, you see there's not much speed, but the speed here is enough to make it through all the way, barely enough.
Definitely a lot safer.
It's a lot safer, but obviously, if you know how to do the fast flutter, it's 3 times safe. So
yeah.
Especially if you get the swag flutter from the checkpoint all the way to the final section, bouncing on the Bulberry. That flutter is not.
It's not worth it unless you're insane.
It's not worth it, but if you get it, it's like, oh,
it's
yes.
so worth it, absolutely.
Again, swag strats are the best strats. Let's be honest here.
This is true.
Especially the swag strats that don't save time, but just make everything harder, and you still pull them through. Like, yeah, I don't really need to do this, but I'm still doing it. Like, random flexes in this game are so. They can happen. Sometimes you just flex without reason. Now you'll see on me using this strat to slow down the shadow clones. ShadowFax is going through close to 1 right now.
Yep.
Obviously, you want to slow down the shadow clones, because if you step on the button at the wrong moment, the shadow clone is gonna hit you, and it's not gonna be a pleasant experience. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Ooh.
I mean, you can still do this technically, but
yeah, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the worst, but it's also not particularly pleasant.
Yeah, it's not.
ShadowFax using a different setup here. This jump can be more annoying than you think. If you're not ready,
it's the worst. It's absolutely the worst.
Oh, is that gonna make it? I think it is.
I think it will. Yeah, okay. He got it.
That was very close to not making it, but better this way, honestly. Yeah, ShadowFax ground pounding repeatedly. He knows how it's done. Oddme doesn't want to do it because, I don't know. But if you don't mash Z when you're doing that, come on, what are you doing, dude? That's the best part about the level. Now, on me, we'll try to go, I think, for behind the PB. The trick is called behind the castle, but it's affectionately known as behind the PB. I don't think you need to have giant brain power to understand why it's called behind the PB. Which, it's a particular lava boost, which I'll probably let Oddme's play. Like, I have a brain freeze. I'll let Oddme's gameplay do the talk.
Gets it.
Alright. So you're basically lava boosting behind the castle, obviously, hence the name. It can be really tough. If you're too close to the wall, you get soft lock for like 5 seconds and then you die. If you're too far, you'll fall off and then die. And you have a few means of controlling your relative position to the wall, but it's not that easy. Obviously, you have no visual cue unless you're using a particular setup, but you don't see where you are relative to the wall, obviously. So you need to rely on external info, which you don't have much. So it's a particular trick, and it's a really cool trick, but it's definitely not on the easy list for this game.
Not much is on the easy list for this game, let's be real.
Fair. Right, so the new route would finish World 4 much later due to having a section that's known as cleanup in World 4, whereas the old route does it in World 5. Obviously, it's been switched around because it saves time. Not much, but it still saves a bit of time. So Odme will be finishing World 4 now with a sub 2 time, which isn't stellar for the old route, I think, but it's still pretty okay. Sub 2 is pretty good. I mean, it is sub 2 by quite a margin, so... So you will see now Oddme cycle skipping here. These cycle skips, you've already seen that. You want to wait for the meteor to be on for a while before you ground pound. That's because Bowser finishes his punch animation and gets out of it. That way, the next animation will initiate, but you cancel it. You don't want to do it in the second phase, though, because you cancel the first attack that Bowser does. And the first attack that Bowser does in the second phase of the fight is always meteors. So if you do a cancel, that can happen by mistake, you cancel the meteors, which is not ideal, obviously. Alright, pretty good boss fight from Oddme. We're right there, so it will be in World 5 now, which is, again, in the old route, the longest section of the game, period.
Yeah, World 5 is fun. It's not, actually. I hate World 5. World 5 has a lot of really difficult tricks in it. I think it's a lot more fun in 242, honestly. 120, really.
I mean, 242, however, as Slip Sand. As Slip Sand is...
Dude, I love Slip Sand. I don't know why everyone hates Slip Sand. Slip Sand is so fun.
Maybe I hate it because it's very repetitive in Green Stars. Because you do the same level twice, basically. World 5 in Green Stars in general is not, like, the brightest, I would say.
I guess. I mean, you have to do Boom Bunker Green Star 2, so, obviously. But you also get Speedrun 1, so...
There are a lot of places that are good in Green Stars, and World 5 is one of them.
Don't diss Fleet Glide 1 like that.
Fleet Glide, I don't know. I don't have this like very big preference for Flosser levels. At any rate,
but it's Fleet Glide 1. You hold straight down.
I know. Okay, it's just. I think it's either the stars are super short or super long. There's like
Yeah.
no way in between. Which in greens generally stars are fastish, but not super fast. And in World 5, it's either long or short. There's no middle ground.
Time about World 5. We're heading to World 2. Autumn is going to be... This is kind of where the routes converge, ShadowFax and Onvis. Because Autumn is going to be heading into Boulder Bowl right now. Boulder Bowl is, like we said earlier, I wonder if Autumn is going to do that for the new strat.
We'll see. Enemy is known for going for safe stuff, and the new strat is safe. Yeah, so I'll be surprised if he hasn't learned that yet. Now, Admi is gonna try to go for the same thing that ShadowFax did. If he's gonna go for the old strat, gonna go for the new strat, is gonna do a particular strat of the boulder. Normally, you'll see the ramp, and the ramp normally just gives you a speed boost and allows you to cross the gap. Whereas, as you'll see now, Admi is able to get on the ramp without getting the speed boost from the ramp, and it works because if you're in a spin animation or you're done a spin with the boulder, you will not trigger the speed boost from the ramp, which means you can move freely on the ramp if you spin right before you touch it, and you can just go old full left, move in that direction, and then just jump to get off of the ramp, and at that point you will have done everything that can be done in a sense, and you'll just cross another planet without the need for the long jump that ShadowFax went for. Obviously, this strat is much more convenient. Unfortunately, there for ShadowFax missing that coin. As I was mentioning, obviously the strat is much more convenient because, again, there's no long jump that kills you.
Yeah, the strat, the old strat, the one that ShadowFax did earlier, it can be, you have a very tight window to when you can shake. That's like not too early or not too late. But with the new strat, you kind of can just kind of do whatever and just do a spin, jump, spin. The inputs are really fast if doing succession.
However, you can also do jump, spin, jump.
Yeah, that too.
I actually prefer like jump, spin, jump. So the thing is, as long as you are in that spin animation, you have all the leniency in the world. So it's not a short animation. You can even hear like Mara say like "wah," which lasts for not long physically. When in speedrunning turns, when you're trying to time an input, that's an eternity.
Yeah.
That's an actual eternity. So the leeway there is quite big. In comparison, some of the strats in this game are frame perfect or like 2 frames on 60 FPS, which is the equivalent of a frame perfect strat on 130 FPS. Which, yeah, let's just say that hitting a frame window of 100 of a second isn't particularly easy.
Oh, I'll be taking a death there on the easy method.
On me getting memed. Odd memes, obviously. Actually, we always forget about this other part of his nickname. We should make it a point to remember that, because oddme_. Oh, okay. I don't understand why people don't go for the wall kick here, honestly. It's so much easier. Now, oddme here will try to lure a Goomba to a Guillermo, because apparently this Guillermo likes Goombas. Questionable taste, but no judging, I guess. Oddme here... Obviously, the danger is the Goomba gets squashed by the boulders.
Or it's watering. That's another...
Yeah, or it's soft locks. Fun fact, I'm kind of famous for triggering the soft lock way more than I should. It hasn't happened recently, but I did like 2 runs where it got put in a row, and I was, let's just say, I wasn't pleased. ShadowFax is actually doing Supermassive 1, so it's the old route, the quote-unquote easy route. That's
Super garbage
recommended.
one.
Supermassive 1, yes.
Super garbage. I dislike super.
Okay.
It's bad. I will live and die by that statement.
I don't know, Green Stars is okay, so it's okay. Look, how much I like a level is dependent solely on how good it is on green. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that long jump angle isn't gonna work, and yeah, it didn't work. Unfortunate mistake there. Kind of a rookie mistake, I guess. Makes sense. You should always turn your camera angle there.
I mean, heading into Hightail Falls Comet, it's very similar to Actually, the only difference between the two, besides the fact that they're meteors falling from the sky, is that
Yeah, and part of the ground isn't there.
Yeah, that too. Is that you don't have to get the common medal.
So probably go for the high jump. Actually, what threat does Onmi do there?
I'm not sure. That reminds me, I should probably learn the high jump.
I actually go for the top shelf flutter here.
I just go for them. I do the same thing as normal.
Yeah, I do that flutter, even though the flutter is not very easy, simply because I learned it for greens. So it's kind of a.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating actually to see the different kind of runners coming from different categories where different strats are mainly used. See what they use what they already know. Because obviously, if you know a strat, even though it's like slower by 2 or 3 seconds, you're gonna prefer it in a race environment because you've used it so much that you're consistent on it. Whereas if you want to learn a new strat for any percent specifically, you might miss it, and if you miss it, well, goodbye time save, hello time loss, and that's not fun in a race environment, obviously. On me there, flawless though, first try. Thing is, if you're a 242 specialist, well, there's nothing you don't know.
This is true.
I mean, not really, because some stars are done in 242 with Luigi, whereas 90% they're not with Mario, so maybe there's like some problem there. But in general, Oddme. There's this joke that people say, I always say this, don't underestimate the amount of hours that Oddme has poured into the 62 games. It's actually insane to think about it.
Yeah.
Oddme has played this game so much. He's been doing 62s for like 4 years now.
Yep.
So that's 4 years of on and off experience. If you average it out between the 4 games, it's like 1 year per game. Imagine running a game for 1 year and focusing all your energy on 1 year for that game. And that's the amount of experience Oddme has on average over the 4 games, and that's really, really insane.
Last
think about it.
Nightmare Dreamland. Oh, Oddman Roxy 2 Crab. Getting hit by the freaking plant.
That's not good. That's not good. You can already be kind of time crunched here. By the fact, by RNG, you can get trolled, but actually no, you got blessed RNG there. Every crab is in the same spot, literally. So, the blessed RNG there. Oh my god, that was so, the RNG was so good there.
Yeah, he got really lucky. He's gonna get barely sub 20.
Yeah, and with getting hit and losing the power up, could have been like a 26, 27 without that. That was insane RNG. Only got blessed. This run is the blessing of the gods of Galaxy.
I don't think it's on PvP. I'm not positive.
No, but I mean, for a race run, this is probably a pretty good run.
Yeah, it's a good race time for sure. At least so far, it's not over till it's over.
Also, Oddme is known as many 100% specialists are known for having, let's just say, not the best early game. Like in many games, people joke about Oddme's early game, as in like he's one of the most skewed runners in that sense. That his early game tends to be much worse. as a fellow runner that has that quote-unquote problem, it's just due to mentality generally, where you have this, oh, normally I can't reset. So a normal, quote-unquote, normal runner does World 1 a lot more than he does other worlds. Because obviously you just keep on doing it, resetting, doing it, resetting. Whereas with runners that tend to be very low reset or no reset mentalities, that doesn't happen. So the early game tends to be a bit worse, but tend to fare much better in their late game. So this balance of power that exists is also factors to take into consideration when you see a race, and another reason why the race can just go back and forth. Whereas some runners have preferences for some worlds when it comes to practice.
So
And
I'm
that's really...
Gobblegut speedrun. Literally exactly the same.
No, sorry. It's called Speed Space Run.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Because odd me getting trolled a bit by Gobblegut there. Trying to get the bulge to be... Oh, getting it a bit meme there as a result. Alright. Obviously, you want Gobblegut to kind of wrap around the planet, as you can see here, because he gets closer to the planet. Therefore, if you just want to jump, you should be able to reach the bulge. Or the stomach, or whatever Nintendo decided to be. So... yeah, that can be a strat that can be used to help and back up. If you miss a hit, you can still back up by using that fact, which is not always true, but if you're able to back it up and you lose like 4 seconds to it, I would say it's still pretty successful, Gobblegut. I think if you tell any runner you're gonna lose 4 seconds to your Summer Best to Gobblegut, they're gonna be like, I'll take it, thank you very much.
Honestly,
straight to the bank.
That's... yeah. Gobblegut is so awful.
And ShadowFax is having a bit of trouble with this section. I can't blame him. The spring power-up is not a power-up, it's a power-down, and anybody who thinks it's a power-up should like try to play Mega Man or something, so you can actually understand what a power-up is.
How power-ups work.
Yeah, power-ups work. This is not a power-up, this is just like... why? Fun fact, this section can be done springless. It's really hard. It's really hard with Mario, and it's actually slightly slower, I think. But with Luigi, we actually can use the springlet. How was that a hit? Hitboxes, man. I'll be going for this wag wall kick there. Yeah, so in Green Stars, it's actually faster if you don't do the skip to go springless. With Luigi. Luigi also helps because Luigi makes that star springless much easier for obvious reasons. Because he jumps higher. But with Mario, it's just really, really hard. And the final section is a bit slower. You would actually gain time in the first part, but then the final section with the rotating platforms is just so annoying and hard. And so easy with the spring if you know how to maneuver it. That just makes it not worth it. It's actually World 5 now. Yeah.
Yeah, World 5. Everyone's favorite world.
I love when people just start a debate on what's our World 4 and 5. It's like, both are hard, shut up.
Yeah. Both suck.
Both suck. Both suck more than Boom Bunker's second phase. And trust me, that phase sucks a lot.
That phase does suck.
I mean, not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of actual air. You will see. It does inhale. I mean, I'm not sure it should be inhaling because it's not a living thing technically. But you'll see. There's like just Bowser Jr. just like inhales a lot of air. Now, best music of the game. Change my mind. Spoiler, you won't be able to.
It's not Melty Monster, not the best music.
Melty Monster is overrated. It's like Gusty Garden for Galaxy 1, okay?
No, it's not overrated. It's the best.
It's a pretty good piece of music, but it can't stand to the greatness that is Buoy Base. Sorry.
It's just this is not even a Galaxy 2 song. It's a Galaxy 1 song.
Yeah, okay, but it's still the best song. And it is in the game, so it's the best song of the game. ShadowFaxTM in a little bit of trouble with the flutter.
But it's not the best song in the game.
It is, so he do be like that. On me going full on without slowing down. Yeah, and he's getting memed a bit because of that.
Yep.
But he makes it though. But he makes it in the end. What is Wag strat? Oh, ShadowFax there missing the. Okay, still able to reach the platform here. You can just flutter to get this. Also, I want to point people's attention to something. That the tropical variant of Yoshi that's found in Sunshine can't stay in the water, whereas this normal variant of Yoshi can swim. And the tropical, repeat tropical with me, tropical variant of Yoshi can't swim. That's like, I don't know if there's an equivalent to Darwin in Mario's world, but if there is one, they'd be like, what? What? Everything is a lie. Now, Oddme goes into bad freeze flame ripoff. And it will open, I think, with the Chimp second challenge. Now, I'll remind you all that Oddme would have failed this challenge with his previous attempt because he had 590 points. So, let's see how he does here.
Fun fact, I failed this challenge in my PB.
This is so frustrating when it happens. It's like,
the worst.
why? Why did I do that? The thing is, you can get memed really easily, and not for fault of your own. Because obviously you can be a little more conservative and exit the squares every time if you know the spike balloon is going to pop up. But if doing so, you lose time because you're not as close to the other balloons as you would want. And the balloons, after a bit, they disappear on their own. But the best way by far to get rid of them is just to kill them all, because then the next phase is initiated early. So you want to be close in the middle.
So
Some phases it's not gonna be possible. Oddme gets it. 730, passing with flying colors. Definitely redeeming himself for the previous attempt. ShadowFax is going into Starshine Beach 2. Oh god, this level. Oh, the cycle's actually okay.
Nice, he got it first try.
Oh, first try, poggers. That's really cool.
Yeah, that level
that's really great to see.
Really trip you up.
We did mention it. Obviously, if you fail it and you start getting tilted, you risk failing it more. It can be a vicious cycle in that sense.
I lost 6 minutes there in PBs.
At any rate, Oddme will now be traveling again into Shiverburn or Bad Freeze Flame Ripoff. This time to complete the first mission, which is a battle versus
the cavern.
Versus what's supposed to be King Caliente's son, I presume, or I guess heir to the throne. Doesn't have to be his son normally. And this fight is annoying. That's the only way I can describe it. Annoying.
Yeah, Cabbage Boss is not fun.
Before that, however, there is quite a bit of interesting movement, as you can see. On me here, turning the camera. We haven't mentioned this yet, but if you turn the camera, the things that are on the screen will not move. And if they don't move, that means that you can manipulate the cycles by looking and or not looking at things. And in this case, not looking straight means that you have a more favorable cycle with the icicles falling from the sky, and you can skip the entirety of the fight. You can even without camera manip, but you have to wait for the icicles to fall again, and that takes time. Now, Oddme, you see you're intentionally missing that first hit. And then interrupting the cycle here. If you're able to do the same cycles with every single time, you already will know when he's gonna fire the coconuts and not the fiery projectiles. On me again, pretty good fight here.
Yep.
Nothing really to say. Really well executed. Now, we haven't talked about goals yet. What do you think is Osmi's goal with this tournament? He goes in with seed number 4 and a PB of 306, 20 something, 21. I don't want to.
I think it's a 306, 17.
17. Okay, I was pretty close. I almost remember everybody's PBs, but the seconds kind of fail me because by doing seeding, I've seen so many times it's just gonna get mixed together. At any rate, Oddme, obviously he's a long shot away from our top contenders, Viper and Arcor. 5 minutes mean a lot in that sense. But we already mentioned, like, I don't think it's unrealistic to see Oddme have a good run and Arcor have a pretty horrendous run and Oddme wins the matchup. I don't think it's unrealistic at all. So
he'd probably be looking for like top 3. If I had to guess.
Yeah, this top placements, I guess, where you have Oddme, Shadow, Claire. They're all kind of wild cards because Shadow has played this game for a while. Oddme has been doing 80%, I think, in the past. I don't think he's ever focused really a lot on this. ShadowFax going for the normal strat. I'm not sure if that's gonna work there. I probably will. That's a lot of speed there. Oh, yeah, and that's a lot of speed in the wrong direction. That lava boost is wild, but I think ShadowFax is gonna cut. No, he's gonna go back for the lava boost again. Admirable. We'll see if admirable but mistaken. Oddme's vibing through Upside Dizzy in the meantime. Another cool level when it goes your way, and not so much when it just doesn't work. And it can happen if it just doesn't work sometimes, and it's annoying. Really annoying. Oh, that was very good though for Oddme. ShadowFax nails the level.
Yeah.
Okay, but we were saying that this group of Claire with a 305, Oddme with a 306, and Shadow with a 307, and I'm missing Sludgy, I think.
Yeah, Sludgy with a 306 again, too, right?
Sludgy had a 308, I think.
No, he PB by like a year.
Oh, okay, so he had a pretty good PB. I think that this group, everybody in this group, with a bit of bracket luck and the fortunate race, could win the tournament feasibly. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what will happen in that sense and what Oddme's goals are for the tournament. I will actually ask him in the
interview, yeah.
And I think that the goal for everybody that's not aiming for higher would be to get to bracket stage and then see from there, honestly.
Yeah, that's personally my goal. Just try to make it through my gauntlet of a group, which is Hardcore, Flygon, Bread Ghost, Samuel.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough group there. And honestly, getting to top 16, when I was doing the seeding, top 16 is what was like before we had to redo the seeding. Top 16 was sub 320.
Yeah,
it's pretty insane. If you think that top 320 in the previous tournament, that was 4 years ago, was a top tier time, was considered a really, really good time. Now it's good for top 16. So even getting to quarterfinals is a really good achievement, honestly.
Yeah.
So the fact there with the cycle skip, you could see that wasn't able to point out with Oddme, and you see that Bowser skips the second punch and goes directly for the meteors, obviously saving time in the process.
Honestly, I think Claire is a wild card because I know Claire's been like doing a lot of relearning of the game and going for a lot of harder strats, and I think she can come out and get a like killer time in one of these races.
Listen, Claire. So, in the 602 stakes, Claire is always like Oddme's rival. But furthermore, can ShadowFax save it? No, I. Claire is always Oddme's rivals, but obviously they have their preferences for games where Oddme prefers SM64, I think, a bit, and SMS. Claire, they're pretty even in Galaxy 1, and Claire is a bit ahead on Galaxy 2, but that being a bit ahead in Galaxy 2, obviously Claire doesn't care about any percent. Like, legit to the point of, like, not submitting PBs in Galaxy 1 any percent. So, that's...
Which is annoying.
I mean...
Put that out there.
Yeah, but you get what I mean. Like, you never know what Claire's potential is until it's unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of trying to. It's kind of like somebody selling a car to you, and you don't know what engine is in there. You just know that it's kinda around like 200 brake horsepower. And like, yeah, sure, but what does it mean? So we'll see. We'll see. Claire's first performance is gonna come next week, because all matches of groups B and C will be scheduled next week. It was done to prevent 16 Galaxy 2 matches in a week, which, I mean, it would be super cool, but I think our staff, both from SpeedGaming and commentators, would be a bit overworked if that was the case.
3 hour.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour run, and that's if the runner is very good. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the first show for Claire. Then there's Viper. Viper is not the fastest top-level runner, but he's always super consistent.
Definitely the most consistent, I think. Because I think no one's near as consistent as Viper is. Like, Hardcore might seem as like a favorite just due to his potential, but his consistency is just not where Viper's is right now. Viper's been running 80% for years and years and years, and he just knows. He just knows how to play the game.
Yeah, it just said that if you can die in a way, Viper has died that way. And he knows that it can happen. And he knows what to do to not make it happen.
Yeah.
And obviously, you mentioned it. If it's the contest of Arcor versus Viper, 100%, both at the best, Arcor wins. I don't think anybody doubts that. But how close can Arcor get to the 100%? That's the very, very important thing. Now, before we get lost into talking about other participants in the tournament, Oddme will attempt now, I think, Blue Moon 1 skip.
Yeah.
It's a very cool skip. You'll see now in action. You're backtracking here, using a wall kick to get on top of this platform, and then long jumping. It barely gets you to the other gravity section, and you can basically go use your momentum then to enter the launch star. It's a very cool skip. Can be pretty tricky to learn. Once you've learned it, it should be okay. But again, it's another one of these 95% consistent things that on the off day that it doesn't work, it really doesn't work, and it screws your run. So,
exactly, yeah. It's sometimes not fun, but sometimes it is fun. Most of the time.
It's a really cool strat.
Yeah,
let's be honest here.
It takes a little bit of time to learn, but once you get it down, you're not gonna miss the time. However, you can clip through the moon and die that way. That's fun.
Yeah, that has happened to many people in the past. It's the collision on the very point of the moon can get a bit iffy. I mean, I don't blame them, honestly. It's very hard to code that, but still, that means that you get the short end of the stick, if you get what I mean, in that situation. And it's not pleasant at all, obviously.
It isn't. Yeah.
Oh, ShadowFax going for the boost there.
Did Ami do Blue Moon Secret?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Yeah, he did. My memory just failed for a second. Let me head into Shiver and comment. This is just like you skate really fast. That's the comment. You did it. Woo.
Actually, can we see what Almi's comparison is? Because I see his time being green all the time.
I'll head to a stream right now.
Because if the comparison is PB,
I can check right now.
we might be in for a tasty time. I see his time being green all the time. So if you comparison, yeah.
Add.
Shout out to Twitch for increasing the number of ads. Lovely.
Hungrybox is in need of a major comeback. Okay, so it looks like Admi is not comparing against anything right now.
Okay.
His BPT is a 308.12.
Okay, then that's definitely not a PB pace.
He's plus 230 to PB. He's switching between comparisons. If I go to ShadowFax 717 or something.
TM.
I mean the Twitch. It is 717. Oh. I'm following him. He is he's pretty far behind PB. He's plus 5 minutes. It looks like.
Okay, so both our runners are very far from PB. I don't think any that either will PB at this point. But obviously, like you really don't expect the PB in a run that's like no reset. If it happens, it happens. If not, well, it's a no reset. It's not supposed to PB. It's supposed to do whatever no reset does, which is increase consistency and or be a race. So ShadowFax is able to get the bane of Keegan Simmons' existence. It's another runner that participates in the tournament. Apparently, JDA made a route specifically for Keegan for it to not have to do the star, which debatable whether it's a smart choice, but obviously to each their own. I mean, personal preference. If you really like hate a level to your guts, maybe skipping it will help your mentality and get rid of a very major factor of inconsistency for you.
Speed.
I'm all for alternative routes because they make the game much more interesting. If harder to follow, obviously. That's what the casualty is generally. Ease of access to for other people. That's how it do be sometimes.
How does it do instead?
I don't know. I haven't used the route. I can do that star fine.
Me too. Is it super massive? It's probably super massive.
It's probably super massive. Yeah. Hey, why don't you use the route too? I know you love Supermassive.
Listen,
ShadowFax just nailed the strat first time. One small victory over Admi. Gotta take these small W's when they happen against. Okay. That's not the right direction, I'm afraid. Okay, now you can easily get memed here by the Goomba, and that's not pleasant normally when it happens. Oh. Will this work or will this be a soft lock? It should
work. I think it's gonna work.
It should work. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
On me here, in the meantime, is doing this boss fight. As you can see, if you know what the boss is gonna do,
yeah,
the cheese is real.
Blue Bunker's fun.
Affectionately known as Boomer Bunker.
Boomer Bunker.
And before that is Boomer Moon.
So next up, I'll be taking to World 6 into the best level in the game, Melty Monster. With the best music. I would like to add, change my mind, spoiler alert, you can't.
Alright, so Almi's about to add to the level with the most overrated music of the game.
Best music in the game.
Nevertheless, the consistency is pretty good, so you can listen to this banger of a track, whereas ShadowFax is having fun with the best boss in the game.
Yeah.
And you can admire Nintendo spelling. We always make fun of that because speed pace run.
On my splits, it's called speedrun as one word because it is. Changed my mind. Spoiler, you can't.
All right, now after this segment is the final cleanup. After this segment, we will do 5 or 6. I always forget how many they are. 5 or 6 stars.
5 or 6 what? Oh,
comments.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
6.
5. Because
6. There's 6.
Okay. So these 6 comments are done at the end in the final cleanup. But before that, there's World 6. And World 6 is not the last world for no reason. It packs a punch when it comes to difficult levels. And it also packs the infamous Sleepy Spring, which is an interesting level. I would very much love to have Battle Belt in the route, but the thing is, Battle Belt is slightly slower, despite Sleepy Spring sleepy. And yeah, and the thing is that Sleepy Spring is also very safe because there's no hard movement, obviously. It's called Sleepy Spring for a reason, and yeah, so that's in the route, unfortunately.
Are you kidding me? That's the hardest. That's the hardest level in the run.
Sleepy Spring. Oh yeah, sorry. If you fall asleep because of all the exertion you have, it's so hard that you almost fall asleep at the end because of how tired you are. That's how it works, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So you'll see on me here, Melty Monster. It's a pretty tough level. On me side flipping. Wait, side flips are useful. What? You what?
Yeah, I mean.
These planets are no.
They're so annoying. I don't know who thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, the gravity field is so small that maneuvering on these planets is super awkward.
Yeah.
Luckily, speedrunners will find a way. Odd me there, ShadowFax there with a nice backup actually. That's not very nice, I'm afraid. Better wait there. Don't want to die there. Pretty harsh death if you take it.
Yeah, would be a bad. Dying in Space Storm is like the worst because there's like no. I don't know. It just makes you feel bad because it's Space Storm, where it's like it's not necessarily. Oh, he's killing the Bob-omb. That sucks.
Bomb goes boom, but the explosion is captured by the.
Right. I mean, the best level of the entire game.
It's time to play bowling, and then it's time to play bowling again. Just the second time with pins, but this time there's no pins. It's just rolling around at the speed of sound.
I love this level. I don't know why I love it so much. I'm so bad at it. It's by far my worst level in the run. Even though like the route is like is just literally just casual strats.
I mean, there's no hard strat. There's no speedrun strats here. I mean,
exactly. I don't do zigzag skip.
I mean, there is one. Yeah, I was about to say that,
but like I don't know. I like it so much. It's fun. It's nice.
I practiced this level so much for Green Star 3.
Oh my god, Green Star 3.
Intended is like, yo.
Do the
Green
double,
Star 3.
Do the double rock bounce.
Ah, yes, obviously. There's only one thing that's worse than intended, and it's double rock bounce. Because you'll see in this game, you can actually jump in midair with the rock power up. The problem is, let's just say that the frame window is ridiculous, and it's actually RNG.
It's 1.
Not for after the third, yes. Before that is not 1, but it's ridiculous, and it depends on the animation you get, which is RNG. So it's no, it's no.
Yeah, it's not fun. Shouts to Sobretti skip.
Yeah, odd me entering again one of these levels to actually play bowling this time.
Bowling. Yeah, so there's a strat you can do here, which I doubt it's gonna do because like I'm pretty sure only Nemi goes for it.
Hardcore goes for it.
Oh, and hardcore. Where you can just like skip over the ramps.
The idea is the same as the strat that we mentioned before. That if you're spinning, you're in the animation, you can skip the ramp, and if you jump at the top of the ramp, you can barely make it. And if you make it, you keep on rolling, so you just go on. Obviously, this prevents you from having to restart the roll every single time, but obviously it's not very easy. So
Super difficult.
Because the camera is super awkward, you don't really know where to jump, you don't really know if you're gonna make it, you don't really know what, like, it's very, very awkward. Now, on me, they're going for the side for the pin skip, and he's able to do it. There's 56 pins, and you have to get at least 50. But there's a row of 3 that isn't a bad cycle. So if you're able to skip it, you're able to save a bunch of time. And by not going for the row of 3, ShadowFaxTM, you're having a bit of trouble with this jump. And trying again. Spin bonks are the worst.
They're the absolute worst mechanic in any Galaxy game.
Getting a side flip there. That's... Yeah. Oh, nice save there. ShadowFaxTM, I must say, has been pulling pretty nice saves throughout the run.
Honestly.
Also, going for this strat. Oh my god, dude.
And
there's people with 315s that gonna go for that. What a legend.
I go for the backflip. Alright, on me and Cockroach Ruins.
Okay, so this stage is a bit particular. Because it's the only stage where you don't do the star number 1 to progress, but you do the secret star. Because the secret star is first, the normal star is pretty long. The secret star requires you to collect 30 coins, which Oddme will do now, to spawn a different planet, which is cheesable beyond belief. It is just skipped. You literally just skipped the entire planet.
I don't know how that was overlooked.
I don't know, maybe it was left in there intentionally for the enterprising players to use to their advantage. I don't know, I'm not in Nintendo's brain, but it's there, it's usable, so we do, obviously. Big strats can be used there to skip. On me going for the safe strat there, yes, very good.
Ooh, okay, what's this?
Oh,
that was... Yeah, he could have easily spin back there.
I mean, we'll collect the last coin, and here is the Hungry Luma. Actually, doing this is much faster than completing the normal level.
It's no, Ruins one is still long.
Yeah,
and it's also like an auto-scroller.
I mean, you can do the triple wall kick at the end if you feel adventurous.
Hey, the star name is Time for Adventure.
Yep. The triple wall kick at the end is a big meme.
Not a good...
Omni gets memed, and he saves it.
Nice. Yeah,
the collision on there is like, no.
Yeah, it doesn't really make too much sense.
To be fair to Nintendo, it's not supposed to. Yeah, so...
This is true.
Also, ShadowFaxTM is not having the best time. Alright, good.
Barely gets out the 610. You need at least 600 there to make it, to get the star.
I mean, he could have easily gotten some more points.
Yeah, that's true. He did this kind of stuff in the middle. So on me heading to every SM64 runner's favorite level. Throwback. We're back in Womps.
The Womp King is a bit bigger this time.
Will Omni go for Womp Clip? No, he won't. I'll tell you that right now.
Womp Clip is a big meme.
It saves time. Not much, but it does save time.
You only go for Womp Clip if you don't want to do it. And you get it because you RNG it.
Yoshi fan got it in his 314 PB.
That's because it's Yoshi fan.
Okay, that's fair.
That's a Yoshi fan. It was the early runner of Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 that had a very scientific approach that I very much can appreciate due to my engineering background. And still, most of the discoveries that were done in routes were due to his research as well, being actually used by somebody. So, in a way, he is the theoretical physicist to my engineering.
So this is the Womp fight. This fight's like is the jankest thing ever. Like you can die in midair here and like get crushed, and
You
like,
can die midair, get flung up the stage, get squished. No, you're not squished, but you die. And the actual hit is so easy to avoid that that's ridiculous. And Admi showcasing the jank here.
yeah.
The momentum here is completely, absolutely. Oh, wow, that's unfortunate for ShadowFax there. Yeah, ShadowFax is taking one too many deaths here. I think if he wants to progress for the tournament, he needs to up his consistency. Honestly, I think he knows. I think he knows as much.
I mean, still coming in here with a 340, having the best time of the playoffs. Still really impressive.
Oh, ShadowFax does this? I didn't know that.
Oh, I also didn't know that.
Look, it's been ages since I saw this section of the.
Me too. Yeah. Wait, that's the normal part of it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm so used to doing the skip there.
Yeah, literally only do the skip.
Now, the route here will be a bit weird because we're doing all this work to progress through the section, getting to throwback, and then there's only one more galaxy to complete. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Trying to go for the 6 up there, getting memed. So you do all this to throwback, and then you backtrack. You'll see, and you go for a different galaxy. Oh, yeah, that can happen. Momentum inversion when you spin. It's fun. Honestly, like watching some things in Galaxy 2 makes me realize that I make fun of Sunshine for its stupid collision, but Galaxy 2 sometimes it's all much better.
Collision galaxies don't make sense.
Galaxy 1 is okay, I think. It's not bad. I think it's just Galaxy 2 having a bunch of jank stuff in. So Admi here will get the 5th silver star and proceed to the end. It will be the next galaxy will be Flash Black, which will be unlocked for both proceeding forward and go closer towards 6 purposes, and also 2 stars, because Flash Black Comet is also relatively fast. So,
yep. It's yeah. Flashback's an interesting one. It's like Beat Block, in the sense that it's like more or less the same like gimmick, where like the stage changes, not necessarily changes, but like you can see the stage every like beep beep boop. Yeah, because we know where to go, because we've played this game a few times.
Just a few forehead.
Just a couple. So it really isn't a problem to us. It's just
Yeah, and we have mentioned like you see the runners collecting the star bits like from the bank toad, obviously because it's faster. The reason that they're collected is because most of the galaxies that are unlocked via star bits are reasonably fast. So
Yeah,
in this
Sweetness,
case,
Bloom.
Flash Black even opens the possibility of getting to the final
Slimy
Bowser fight from another path. So
and Slimy Spring.
it's Slimy Spring, Sleepy Spring. And ideally, you want to withdraw 4,800 star bits, 4,850 around this number, because you need more. But between a couple of levels where you can't shoot star bits away, so you want to collect as much as possible because an A press at the point just gets you a bunch of star bits instead of just 2. And every now and then you receive letters from this mysterious person, which you totally haven't seen if you have played Galaxy 1.
It's Rosalina.
Yeah, let's just say that you get a bunch of starbits on the way as well, so it kind of helps you to get to this total, which I don't even remember how much is the total, honestly.
It's 48.
No, it's not 48,000.
Oh, it's 5,000. It's 5,000 on the dot.
Hey, I was like, it's either 5,000 or 5,100. Either way, it's relatively
It's
close.
5,000 on the dot, yeah.
So you can get this extra 250 star bits this way. Now on me, you can see like long jumping in the nothingness. Obviously, if you have muscle memory here, it will help you because, well, if you don't have muscle memory, you can't rely on anything here. So you kind of have to have good memory.
And good muscles.
I mean, I don't think it requires to have great muscles to be a speedrunner. It's not the most athletically. It's just say it's not the most physical activity.
Dude.
Although I must say I've run my fair share of 602s by now, and yeah, that's pretty physical. ShadowFax big braining with the coin there. Not sure if it was intended, but sure it was big brain. Oh, yeah, still gets it. Because if you're playing for 1 day straight, yeah, let's just say it's not a fun time if you're not physically prepared and mentally prepared as well.
Dude, we'll forever be part of the Galaxy 2 gang.
What? Sorry?
Galaxy 2, all the way. People in chat are arguing about what's better, Galaxy 1 or 2. The age-old discussion. Tale as old as time.
It's the age-old discussion, and take it from a person that's played both games to levels that normal humans should not do, honestly. Galaxy 1 is the better speed game, probably, because it's easier to access, it's less punishing. It's a bit shorter in its best category. It has these qualities that make it a better speed game, I guess. Galaxy 2, in my opinion, is the better game, as in like in game in and of itself. Casually, it's better. The level design is slightly better, I think, and yeah, it's just the way it is, and there's more content. So each of the Galaxy games has its own pros and cons, which are subjective at the end of the day. Like, you can like the fact that Galaxy 1 is shorter, but you can also prefer the length. You can like the fact that Galaxy 2 has more content, but you can also prefer to be concentrating on less things to learn for a speed game. So it's just it's like trying to discern who is the greatest of all time in insert sport, which you'll never be able to truly determine because you'll never be able to pit all the greatest people in the sport at their prime against each other. So, ShadowFax here isn't he gonna make it here? Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that. As I mentioned, I'm still like getting back on track from not feeling the best. And also, I must say that we've had our fair share of Galaxy 1 tournaments in the past years, and it was finally time to give Galaxy 2 time to shine. And I really wanted to say that kudos to the community. After 4 years of not having a tournament in Galaxy 2, everybody showed in force, and we had 38 signups for the tournament, which is absolutely insane. It's by far the most we've ever gotten in a Galaxy tournament. So big kudos to the community for participating and en masse in this tournament. And honestly, when I sat down and started organizing this tournament, I was predicting 20 signups, and we ended up having almost double that. So that was really insane. Also, the quality of these signups must not be underestimated. As I mentioned, top 16 is sub 320, which is within 20 minutes of world record on around this long. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and finally, one last thing. The leaderboards after the tournament has been announced were on fire for 2 weeks. Everybody was PBing left, right, and center. We had people jump literally off the leaderboard. There was ahead of them. I did that. Galactic did that. It was like it was insane. A lot of people started grinding like no tomorrow. So it was really cool to see, and I think now it died a bit down, but that's simply because people don't want to get burned out. Honestly, it makes sense. If the tournament is going to be pretty long, with various phases, a group stage and a bracket stage, you're going to have to play 7 matches if you get to finals, 8 matches potentially. So it's important to also keep a good pace of improvements and not to grind too much, only to be burnt out at the end and not feeling good about playing. It's also important. Mentality plays a key role in speedruns that are long as well. So even if you take an L in the tournament, oh, that's pretty sad from ShadowFax. Unfortunate there. The jump timing there is always tricky because the way you're setting that jump up, obviously that's not intended. You should follow that platform for way more, but you can reach the start from there. And yeah, the way that naturally you would jump, you will always come up slightly short because you always spin a bit earlier than you would need to do. So your muscle memory tries to push the jump later, but if you push that too much, you die in instant death. So yeah, it's kind of a balancing act there. You don't want to jump too early, you don't want to jump too late. You don't want to spin too early, you don't want to spin too late. You see there, ShadowFax almost missed it. He got it with the 8-box extension. Even if you spawn already, you can spin another time and you get this fake spin. This still has a hitbox, still does all the things that a spin does, but it doesn't have the wide spin hitbox that you get with Luma. So you can still extend your hitbox and get things with that, and you got a star with that. That was very close. On me now, cleaning everything up. This is gonna be beat block combat. You can see that
it's fast.
Yeah. On me going for safe strats there.
Probably smart. He probably knows he has the lead. Just wanting to finish the run out strong. He's only got 20.
Sorry.
Is he gonna? That is good.
Yeah, it's this case of you really want to start a tournament on strong. You also want to send a message to your opponents. Oddme, if you get out of the group with seed number 1, which Oddme could do, obviously, he is the best seed in his group. Shadow64 isn't behind by much though, and could throw a spanner in the works of Oddme's plan to get seed number 1. But obviously you want to go into playoffs with seed number 1 because you face easier matches. Although, I have to say, I don't think there's an easy bracket match.
There is not going to be an easy bracket match.
There is not going to be an easy bracket match. Even if you're hardcore, if you have a torrid run and your opponent is like as a 3-12, 3-13, which is totally possible, you are at risk if they get a good run, which is insane to think about. We see ShadowFax not going for Boom Moon skip. I mean, it makes sense. Boom Moon can be pretty tough.
It also doesn't save that much time in general.
It's like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, not much.
Is it really that much?
Obviously, the time save in learning that skip comes from other categories, because in Green Stars you have to do it twice. You add 1 time for any percent. So in Green Stars, and if you do other categories, it's valuable to learn that skip because performing it multiple times gives you a significant advantage. But in any percent, the advantage is not that big. Hold me there with standard gravity gauntlet skip. Pretty clean.
Yeah, gravity on the skip always scary. Always a run killer.
Yeah, it's wild. If you've never seen this game and you see the skip, it's wild. Honestly, it's one of the most flashy strats in the game.
Yeah, I just recently learned that. I've never actually done it in a run before, so.
I mean, that skip. That skip, personally, it's. I wonder sometimes how it was found. How?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I want to know. Honestly, knowing this, it was probably Nemi or Pack Attack. I want to know what kind of drugs they were on when they found out that stuff.
I actually might look through back for that.
Because that skip is insane. In its execution, it's insane.
I might look back to the SDA forums. Because I know ZFG found a bunch of stuff. Like the OT runner ZFG.
Like, it's super interesting to know, like, other runners that are doing other things now, what they found for other games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of IL stuff was done by Sword, Mario Kart Wii runner.
Yeah.
For Galaxy 1 in 2007, which is really interesting as a concept. Now, Oddme is going through the meme stages at this point. Like, this mission is so fast, but it's also a meme. Also, just want to point out, apparently, power stars make you digest things really quickly. Because as soon as you get it, Yoshi loses his power up, and you do too. Like, you just increase your metabolism by 5,000, and you just finish doing what you were doing for some reason. Power stars. To date, it's a mystery. I mean, guys, I just want to point this thing to you. All right, this dude Mario stands next to a star. And doesn't care. A star. You know how hot a star is? It's pretty hot. What a lad. This guy stands next to a mini nuclear fusion reactor and it's fine. What a legend.
He goes to space without a helmet. I feel like that's also important. I feel like you're missing a few steps of lore.
I mean, fair, but it could also be atmosphere. What makes you think that there's no atmosphere in Throwback Galaxy, my dude? Like, other things are also breathing.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, that Goombas. We joke about Goombas. But if Goombas can actually hurt Mario, the dude that tanks a nuke to the face, Goombas are no joke, dude. If Mario is hurt by a Goomba and he can tank a nuke to the face for no reason, you better believe that the Goomba's pretty strong. And if you need proof that Mario tanked a nuke to his face, just play Mario Power Tennis.
And also another thing, he doesn't even like you know, when a normal human being like touches like lava, they're gonna like probably die.
Yeah. They're not. They're gonna die because the hot air literally burns your lungs to critical
Exactly. Mario just bounces off of it.
I mean, let's be honest, Nintendo gets what an actual death by lava should be, because Terminator was kind of... No. You don't sink in lava. You just float on it and die horribly. Okay, let's just stop talking about horrible deaths. Oddme is now heading to Flashback Comet, which is the last star before the final level for him.
Yep. He's on, yeah, this level, you're gonna get star bits, and you're gonna shoot things. And then you're gonna run into them. The goal is to kill all 30 Octoombas. However, the fastest way to do it is to shoot star bits at them and just run through them. Because it's faster than like jumping on them, spinning them all.
Yeah.
So,
what also helps is that if you kick an Octoomba this way, they drop star bits.
yeah.
So... Alme isn't taking advantage of that thing too much right now, but his starbit management has been pretty good. So far, at least.
Navigate Yoshi for the last part of the level. And yeah, Army's gonna be headed to Galaxy Generator.
Galaxy Generator.
But first, we have to do the most important entire run.
Indeed. Throughout the entire run, through ups and lows, and frankly, at every single time, because you can't get rid of him, Lubba is gonna be there to talk about stuff. Lubba being the adorable, quote-unquote, little Luma that you see in the background right now in Oddme's stream. Now, he's affectionately called the Purple Idiot, because he just keeps on talking forever and ever. And therefore, it's only appropriate that the skip you're about to see is called Purple Idiot Skip. Because you see, in that dot in between the star platform and the final level, there's a cutscene trigger. But if you click on the final level, without clicking on the, or moving into the space before, you can skip that cutscene, which is just Lubba saying, oh yeah, this is the final battle, you gotta stop Bowser, blah blah blah.
For 40 seconds.
Dude, for 40 seconds. So...
That skip was found in when was that found? 2016? I
don't really know, honestly.
Yeah, it was.
But I do know one thing. I don't envy Viper playing on 4x3. That's to do the difficult version of that. Because fun fact, you skip it by clicking on the stage. But if you're playing 4x3, Galaxy Generator is invisible from there. So you have to get creative, let's just say. Now, Oddme got hit before this, so he unfortunately couldn't do these lava boosts without collecting a coin. Obviously, that loses time. But you can lava boost this way. Let me tell you that vertical lava walls in this game are jank. They're jank at all. Like, they're completely jank. They supercharge your momentum for some reason. That's used for a lot of skips. That's one of them. Gravity Gauntlet skip is another one of them. There's also one in Galaxy 1. In Freeze Flame Galaxy, where you just supercharge momentum again and just go off at the speed of sound. I don't know why they gave these properties to these walls.
I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
You just get yeeted into the distance, and obviously we like fast.
Yep.
Now, Oddme is staring down the barrel for 309, I think, if everything goes well.
Yeah, looks like it.
Unfortunate there. Doesn't have a cloud now to do the lava boost. I wonder, he will probably go, if I had to guess, for... He'll probably go for the top... Oh, unfortunately for ShadowFax, dying right before the checkpoint. Okay, so this is the final skip of the game. Obviously, it's pretty hard, let me tell you that. It's pretty hard. And it was just Yoshi flounder to that platform you see in the background, which is the door before Bowser. The distance is a lot, and you have a lot of height, but if you dismount too early or too high, you will die. You will die to the fact... Or soft lock.
to the fact that you get caught in the gravity field of another planet. But on me there, making it look pretty easy. Just gets on top.
The toppest of top shelves.
Dapper shelf. Alright, now we'll be getting ready for the final face-off against Bowser, because Bowser is a big meme.
As Peach fondly yells. Who will win? The big bad turtle man?
Honestly, I'm gonna say this now. Peach yelling Mario is for boys. Luigi yelling Mario, Luigi saying Mario is for men.
In like Luigi's Mansion?
Yes.
No, Ghostly. Ghostly got
As well. As well. But Luigi saying Mario is for men. Forget Peach. Luigi is a true waifu of this game. Me there, cycle skipping.
Yeah, I think the punch cycle is way easier. I don't know if it's just me, but I think it's way easier on Final Bowser than it is on Bowser 4.
Yeah, because there's multiple meteors, whereas in the fight before you don't have that many meteors. Oh, ShadowFax is in a bit of trouble here. You don't want to be in the section with 1 HP. It's the most Monka-esque experience in the game, I think.
It really is. That's such a scary, even with like full health. It's terrifying. Just because the gravity's so jank.
And obviously, if you get a lava boost, and you can risk like bouncing between gravity fields and getting disoriented so easily. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Alright, Oddme now needs another last hit on Bowser, and it's going to be finally over for the final cutscenes. And there it is.
Yeah.
Legendary.
It's
So
like
the fact, in the meantime, we will be heading again into Melty Monster. He had a pretty tough time in Melty Monster 1. Let's hope that Melty Monster 2 doesn't treat him too bad. Melty Monster 2, in the zigzag skip, there's an area where you can bounce. You have to bounce twice. Not if you do the zigzag skip, but it's an area where you have to bounce twice, and it can be pretty annoying. Simply because the bouncing strip can decide to kill you. Right, so Oddme 307 barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looks like he's gonna miss PB by around a minute. Still a pretty good run.
That's free. It's gonna be.
What? It's not over.
Bowser pulls off a Marvel supervillain or something. Oddme's aim is true. He strikes true with his meteors. I gotta say, Bowser, why didn't you just stay in your shell? At any rate, Oddme gets it, and Bowser rants about the fact he didn't get this cake. Look, dude, if the cake is your objective, just go to a goddamn pastry shop, my dude. It's easier than kidnapping Peach.
But you don't get like the cake from Peach. It's not about the cake itself. It's about the
Listen. It's a princess, all right. Do you think Peach's cake is any good? Would you eat that thing? No. Do you see at the end of Super Mario 64? Do you see somebody eating that? No. Why do you think that is? Because it sucks. That's the truth.
I mean, there's not even a bite taken out of it. How would you know?
Yeah, because nobody's daring to eat that thing. That's why it's there. At any rate, Oddme will get a 308 at the end of it. That's still pretty good. It's a pretty good showing.
Princess cake right now.
I'll
GG.
believe it when I see it. Oddly gets 308.39. A very respectable race time. Actually beats top 8, I think. It would be enough for like a top 8 in the tournament, top 10 on the leaderboard, I think. So that's a pretty respectable race time.
Yeah, nice
His early game wasn't that good, but late game was pretty solid, I would say. So
yeah, I was able to bring it back pretty well. So GG.
that was pretty nice.
He's going to be moving on, facing, I believe, the winner. What?
All right, and actually we have on me here because of time constraints. Probably can't stay until the end.
Hello.
Hello.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. That was
So-
honestly a pretty alright run for not playing this game since like July.
Look at this man. Just steer us in the tournament race. Come on, dude.
I mean, I practiced some stuff before the race. This was pretty much a rust, yeah.
I mean, you're just used to it by now with all the countless times you've had to pick up the game again for whatever race that's going on. So
One thing
nothing
I
out of
do
the
wanna
ordinary.
say, in World 6, I golded 5 splits in a row.
Yeah,
Flash
your late
Black
game
1,
was.
all the way to Gauntlet Comet was all golds.
Yeah, your late game was like really good. Is there any reason you didn't do like the new route, like with the puzzle plank late route?
I was just too lazy to switch splits. That's really it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that.
All right, makes
I might-
sense.
I'll
Probably.
probably change to it before my next race. If I
Yeah, it makes sense at that point. I mean, maybe not necessarily the next race, but surely when you go toe to toe with either Shadow or somebody else like with a good PB, it probably is wise to have the slight advantage probably.
Yeah,
Especially
well,
with how this game can go, like it can be very unpredictable, and you can have a round that's really bad out of the blue.
well, next up, you're going to be facing the winner of Keegan and Galactic, both runners who Galactic has shown that he can jump like literally half the leaderboard in like one run, and Keegan has just been incredibly consistent. So, any thoughts going into that?
I'm not sure how much I'll practice before that. I mean, it depends on who wins, really. My gamepad's about to die. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'll practice because 3D All-Stars comes out tomorrow for me, so I get to stream it early. So be there if you want to see me run some Sunshine in HD.
Dang.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
make sure you
be
follow the. Yeah.
hooked on that game for like a month probably.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the forgotten child of Nintendo is gonna be here, and it's not in the collection. So, I mean, at least it's gonna be a good reason for you to play this game. So,
Yeah.
now I just want to ask a few things about the run because I haven't talked about the run too much at this point. Now, there's like the running joke that's valid for a lot of people, a few people in the community, not a lot of people. Like, but the chief, it's valid for me as well because my early game is horrible. But it's all generally the example that people put is like you on me having an early game that's decidedly behind other people at the same time, but then having a much better late game. And we all know what it's due to, and that's like a lot of experience by doing 242s and all of that, which skews it towards the late game compared to other runners. But the question at this point is, do you plan to do anything to compensate for that, or do you just like plan to play the game as it is, accept that you might be behind other runners at the start of the game, and just try to recover stuff later on?
Honestly, I don't really care too much. Early game is just so insanely stupid. That's why I'm like usually worse than other runners at it, because I just don't care about it. Whereas with late game, I play better if I like know I have to like clutch out a run, or if I just feel like getting some golds. But early game is just like, this is so boring that I just hardly even try. I never really start actually playing the game until like World 2, because I just hate World 1 so much. So that's like the main reason. But I'll probably maybe I'll practice a few things. I don't really do Yoshi Star 1 Flutter ever unless I'm doing actual attempts. Just because I'd rather take a small time loss from not doing it than take a billion years of time loss.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be my mentality for this tournament as well.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we can say that your approach works, else you wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be sitting here with a 306, and that even without doing a lot of hard strats and still being a threat for people. Now, I think
my 306 was actually in a multiple game run. I did it like right after a Galaxy 190%. So
yeah,
I guess
so
I just have the blessing of running multiple games at the same time.
All right. So one last thing that I wanted to ask you. We mentioned we would ask you during the tournament, during the race. What is your goal for this tournament, if you have one? Because I could see you win with a bit of bracket luck and good runs.
I mean, I'm not gonna try like super hard in this tournament just because I'm mainly doing it just to do it. My main focus obviously is gonna be 3D All-Stars, but I mean, the further I get into the bracket, the more I'll like actually put effort in. Like, I'll try to shoot for like top 4.
All right, so that means
you'll
you'll
how
go.
well I do against like Shadow and Sludgy, really, because they're the only two that I could beat, but they could also beat me. Because Claire, Viper, and Hardcore, I don't really feel confident going against them at all.
I mean, yeah, we mentioned that Hardcore and Viper have really good times, and Claire is just a wild card. She
Yeah,
got a 309 during a race, or 302, and both are reasonable. So, yeah, I guess we'll see at this point who will be who you'll face. Probably your money's on Shadow at the end of the group, but also could also be Pidgey. Pidgey has quite a wealth of experience in the game, so either way, I'm pretty sure you'll be tested if you want to get out of seed number 1. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
I don't really have any hopes for like winning or anything, but top 4 would be cool.
Yeah.
But
Well-
again, the only opponents I'm like actually like kind of worried about are like Shadow and Sludgy and like maybe Men, but I'm not sure. Like Sludgy has been improving crazy fast, and if he gets like one good run, he'll destroy my PB. So
Remember when Sludgy had a 309?
he has a 306 right now.
I know. Remember when he had a 309?
Oh, yeah. And then he got the Prophecy, the 308.
The Prophecy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Never underestimate people improving, because it can be pretty. It can be a shock when you see like some. Oh, what? 310 out of the blue. Yeah. All right, I'm done with the questions. Rox, unless you have anything to ask, we can let Almi go and watch ShadowFax finish his run. Then maybe talk a bit to him and see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you guys follow Adme. Twitch.tv/Adme_. Runs like everything Mario related, 3D wise. You know,
We'll be playing HD tomorrow. That's gonna be fun.
high definition sunshine. Imagine going to an island, but it's an HD instead of standard D. Exactly.
Alright, I'm gonna head out now.
Alright, peace.
All right, thanks for being here for the interview, and
Yeah.
see you again. All right, now we've neglected a bit. ShadowFax he is in throwback 1 now, so that means there will have left a few levels and then the cleanup. That should be about, I want to say 20 minutes before Galaxy Generator. So,
Yeah, maybe like 20, 30 minutes left for them there.
all right.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna head out. I need to get dinner before my 20 race in like an hour. So
The race is in 1 hour.
it's in 2, but I need to get dinner, and you don't know. With my family, that can take anywhere from 10 minutes to 3 hours. So I should probably go now.
Lol. All right, then.
Sorry,
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, thanks for having me on commentary. Make sure to stick around after this one's done. At 7 o'clock, you're going to be seeing me versus Flygon, which is going to be the best race of the century. But yeah, thanks for having me for commentary.
All right, see you then, Rux. All right, guys. Now, since we're gonna have a bit of time here, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer 2 questions from the chat if there's any. So I'll keep the chat open and answer 2 questions from the chat if you have any. So feel free to drop questions in the chat about the run,
tournament, everything. If it comes in your mind and you want to drop it, feel free to do so. We'll be watching in the meantime the rest of the all run from Shadow's perspective and see what happens. Obviously, despite Shadow's efforts getting out of the playoffs, and keep in mind, there's like 3 different Shadows signed up to the tournament. There's like ShadowFax, Shadow Frost, and Shadow 64. And the Shadow that Audrey was talking about is Shadow 64, who is a top runner of the game, top 10, as a 307 PB. So definitely a big threat for anybody, actually, I think. So, over 9,000 Galaxy knowledge. Nah, it's okay, it's okay. I think my commentary knowledge is more than enough, Warhead. I know you lie, but I didn't want you to. I didn't want to expose you to the public. All right. What's my opinion on Blubba? There's a reason it's called Purple Idiot, and the reason is very much true. Like, talks way too much. It's one of those things where people complain about Galaxy games having a lot of cutscenes, etc. And in a way, they're right. I just think that people make it way too much of a deal the way the cutscenes are, because you can just adapt to the game. Just trying to give you friendly tips. Well, you know what? Don't you love it when you can skip the tutorial on games when you played it already and they give you an option? Unfortunately, with Mario games, there is none. So I would love to see that actually done. Like, skip. I don't care. I know I've played this game like 5,000 times. Yeah, and pointing out absolutely everything that we already know. Is this match highest seed versus lowest seed? No, this match. I mean, not highest versus lowest, but this match is seed. This match is seed number 4 versus seed number 29. Also, this is in Pokemon. Yeah, I have to say this game has very few RNG components. There are more than Galaxy 1. Galaxy 1 in any percent is virtually devoid of RNG. There's like, you can lose 5 seconds, I think, to RNG in Galaxy 1. That's mainly due to enemy positioning, etc. But it's not a big factor. In this game, you have a bit more RNG, like I would say around the 25-30 seconds throughout the run. But again, 25-30 seconds over 3 hours is not much. It's nowhere near the levels of Sunshine, where yeah, you just have this big discrepancy, and you can lose literally minutes to RNG in a run that's barely over 1 hour. And at that point, I really don't like this kind of runs. There people that know me know that I have a distaste for Super Mario Sunshine for that reason. Oh, ShadowFax is getting memed, unfortunately. We all believe. We can DDoS hardcore. We all believe. I mean, unfortunately, the casualty of seeding when it comes to this, it will happen in every sport that the first matches, when it comes to a top seed, it will be an easy victory, unfortunately. And there's not much you can do unless you make the seeding unfair for top people. But then you risk having matches that are in the first round that should be in the final. That makes no sense. Nobody wants to see the 2 best athletes compete for round 1 of the bracket. It makes no sense. All right.
Now, ShadowFax will be going through Sleepy Spring now, and then through the cleanup phase. Actually, should check his pace right now.
I have to say, ShadowFax was a bit of a victim of unfortunate seeding, because he didn't submit. He didn't submit any his PB that he got, and by that virtue, got a seed that's worse than what he could have gotten. And that's just to remind you guys, you just don't need to be able to do things in life. You also need to make sure that people know you can do things in life. That's a thing that always happens. I hate to see that, but you can be the best of the best, but if nobody knows it, it's kind of useless. So keep in mind, submit your PBs for you. Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich? No. Yeah, I mean, Tackle, this is a fight that's kind of like... You're literally beating an injured man. Come on. Show some respect there. Also, kudos to this man, Panther SpeedGaming, for absolutely being a mad lad and just even at some point wanted to play the tournament despite being in a car accident and like having an arm that completely broken. What a lad. We had to replace him, unfortunately, but legendary. Alright, so ShadowFax is 9 minutes behind PB, so I don't think the run is particularly good. I don't think I'm pretty happy about it, honestly. Then again, it's a tournament outing, and yeah, it can be tough, honestly. I've had my fair share of tournament races where it didn't really go to plan. I never, like, really waste it, but sometimes it did really. Alright. Tried learning left-handed. What a legend.
How do you play left-handed though? Like, do you hold the nunchuck in the other hand and just use your thumb? Could you do that? That's just insane, dude. Humanity will thrive, and if you give humanity the chance, humanity will grow, and that's just this is super beautiful to see. People, even against all horrendous odds, humanity will try and rise to the occasion. I was like, finish World 1, I like World 2 in under 1 hour? What the hell? That's really good. And then, oh wait. Oh wait, you meant World 1. Also, hello, Mr. Shadow64. When is the Team Shadow? With Shadow64, Shadow Frost, and ShadowFax. We need Team Shadow. We need Team Shadow. So we need Team Shadow, Team SM64 Romax with Silver, Marv, and Galactic. I'm not sure if there is. I'm not sure if there is another person for this, but we also have we need a third member for the Mediterranean gang, which is like me, Ro, and we need a third member. Not sure if there is a third member though to be. Okay. Your match still is on this isn't on the schedule for some reason.
Let me check that. Let me check that. I think it should be though at this point. So that's really weird. Let me see. Let me see. Performing duties on the line right now. You could pretend, Elias. Honestly, we can't get Ginkarbor because it's from Austria, and come on, Austria's pretty close, so we can't take we can't take him on. Yeah, the match has been what? I remember that being there. Shadow, can you resubmit? Because I don't see it. Maybe somebody did the delete match by mistake or something. So please by all means resubmit. I can approve it immediately. Such a match there isn't a group C. Yeah, Tackle, but Sludgy and Bando aren't playing. I mean, they're literally not playing. They're just not playing on SpeedGaming. The entire reason the groups are split is to avoid problems when it comes to scheduling. So since they didn't want to play on SpeedGaming, they could play whenever they wanted. Honestly, the thing is, if we allowed everybody to play whenever they wanted, like we would have weekends where there's like 8-10 matches maybe, and it's like no, that's not reasonable. That's impossible to handle, both on commentary side, and I think even SpeedGaming will have problems in that sense. So that's a lot of matches. Round 1 is 16 matches. At any rate, all right. All right, let me see now. Okay, so all right, now ShadowFax is in cleanup right now. I don't know the order of the stars or the preferred for clean. Actually, I do know now that they're gonna do Ward 4 and then Ward 6. All right, so we'll see. The previous attempt at the skip didn't go really well for ShadowFax, so we'll see and hope that it's gonna be better. This skip can be pretty tough to nail. Obviously, it's really counterintuitive. Obviously, you're just doing stuff that makes no sense, and oh, almost died to the swamp. That's pretty bad. Being clutch on time. This entire section is always a bit of a bra moment, not gonna lie. It's not the easiest star, obviously. It feels really good when you nail it together, though. I'll tell you this much. Okay, I'll just check it now. It's very important that we get everything now. Why do you give me times in BST? Well, what even is BST? +5, I think, to EDT. Let me check. Yeah, +5. Alright, I should do that. That's American time, because America. Oh, that's not a lot of coins for ShadowFax, unfortunately. We'll be able to collect more. Yeah, should be done now. That was pretty risky. All right. Now, this should be the last 2 comets before ShadowFax goes into Galaxy Generator. That means he's about to get this 69 star. We're getting nice for that as soon as the star is collected. Yeah, EST is Eastern Standard Time, EDT is Eastern Daylight Time. It gets confused with the fact that there's like the S is used for summertime in Europe, so it's like BST is British summertime and CEST is Central Europe summertime. So it's kind of a mess in that sense. Time zones can be scary sometimes. It do be like that. It do be like that. Should do a China, just use everybody uses the same time zone for it. That's gonna work. Also, nice. Shadow, did you submit with Discord handles? Because there might be a reason why it's not there. Now, ShadowFax needs to be careful here because dying here is one of the worst experiences you can have in this game. Not even joking, it's really horrible. Muscle memory failing a bit there. Not getting Yoshi, that's a bit unorthodox, but hey. Works. Not gonna question it. Oh, that was scary. Alright, our boy made it. Let's go. Alright, now. This man will be entering the fortified fortress now. We'll see. Now the big question is, what will the strat be that he's gonna use for the end? That's gonna be a good question. Because you have multiple options. Now, taking a big W on me, not getting damage there, we'll see if the lava boost goes well. But obviously, that means... Yeah. You got the W on me. Kudos. We gotta take the small wins on players that are at such a level, honestly. You're not messing up something that they do. It's like, yeah, sure, I did it. I saved time somewhere.
Getting on 1-up, pretty smart. Unfortunately, dropping to 1 health here. And now entering the second section of Galaxy Generator. This can be pretty scary with 1 health. We'll see how ShadowFax behaves. And gaining a lot of height there. Getting a fire boost there. Now, he will go probably for the point probably here. There's no reason not to. Oh, unfortunate. Gets the Mushroom of Shame though, so it shouldn't be a big deal when it comes to survivability now. Trying to do the cloud cancels, and it worked out pretty decently, but you need a cloud there, my friend, and he gets it. So, still rocking pretty solid so far. Oh, and he gets over there. Bold choice. I know what I'll ask for the interview here. Let's see, what is ShadowFax gonna do? The options are multiple. Doing Tenda Strat, doing the safe Flutter, which doesn't save much over Tenda Strat, but it's cooler. And it's 100% safe, basically. Doing Comet Metal Flutter, or doing Shelf Flutter. Shelf Flutter is the variant you saw on me use. It's very hard. But then again, ShadowFax has surprised us. They're going for stuff that you shouldn't go for with his time, so let's see. Okay, it's definitely the Flutter. So he's going up there. Will he use the Aleus variant of just going straight for... Oh, okay, that's not good. And he knows that. What will he use there? Luckily, there's a flag right there before the Flutter, so that death isn't too bad, but obviously you don't want to take it normally, in normal conditions. Unfortunate death. Normally getting up there is the easiest part. Obviously, it's not too easy. ShadowFax here doesn't gain too much height with the Flutter. What is he going for? Oh, that looks like Shelf. That's bold. That's very bold. That looks like Shelf. Oh my god. Oh, that's no momentum there. Okay, he's going for the backup though. He's going for the backup. I think he will hit it. I think he will have enough time. Get on the okay. He's not gonna have Yoshi. He's gonna need that Mushroom of Shame now. And he knows that. Okay. Good backup, honestly. Good thinking on the fly. Probably already has done this backup before, but...
Unfortunately, momentum wasn't on his side. Yoshi can be pretty punishing there. Alright, now, final stretch. You just gotta have to wait on this auto-scroller section. You probably have time to see all the multiple options that are there to finish this section. I mean, lava boosting is also an option. And that's why you get the Mushroom of Shame there. If you're in a race situation, you don't want to make a mistake such as this and be screwed by it. Now, don't jump too early, Mr. ShadowFax. Good. That would have been trouble. If you die right before the flag there, it's just so sad. Okay. Now, ShadowFax will be walking in this final encounter with Bowser right now. We'll see if he is able to get sub 350 for this run. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Actually, just a few pixels above that, and you might have a chance to hit a double. Not sure if on this stage, but you can actually double hit. It's just frame perfect though. I mean, like pixel perfect, more than frame perfect. You can do it whenever you want, obviously, but the restraint here is the position. All right, so final Bowser fight. We were saying with Oddme, but I didn't really think we were talking about other stuff, so I'll just commentate it properly now. He's gonna open with 2 punches on the first phase that emanate shockwaves that are going on a line and reaching on the other side of the planet. Normally, top players use a strat where they just run straight on, because it just gives them 2 perfect rounds and makes Bowser punch as soon as possible with the second punch. So we'll see if ShadowFax does that or not. Seems like he is doing that. He is doing that, yes. You see the 6 shockwaves, and then you just keep on running straight. So the Bowser punches again for another 6 shockwaves. You have to jump there as you get hit. Now the meteors are gonna fall. This is crucial. Meteors on the 3rd stage are very fast. Like Bowser recovers from the punch super fast, but you still need to do the cycle skip here. So it doesn't go for the cycle skip here. Unorthodox. So you still have this punch. Maybe forgot to do that. At any rate, I can also understand because the cycle skip timing here is pretty tight. So it could also have been that he tried and missed it or decided not to go for it. At any rate, second punch. He goes for this boulder bizarrely. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. I think he should have gone for the other boulder. Unfortunate there. Which means he's gonna have to wait another cycle. I think this is sub 350 dead. We'll see though. Could also be that's not the case. Okay. Saved by the fact that the meteor was there, so it was very lucky there. Alright, now we enter the second phase of the Bowser fight. Another punch comes down. Now the shockwaves are 8, so they're closer, but still not too hard to dodge. Getting a safety coin. Gonna be like 3 last meteors, and then the fire attack. The second phase is always characterized with its fire attack. It takes a lot of time, but it's not really that hard to dodge. The most important thing is to be in position for Bowser to punch immediately after the fire attack. Good. It shouldn't be a cycle skip, which is good, because if you cycle skip in the second phase, you always lose the meteors. You always lose his first attack, and first attack is the meteors, so you would lose the meteors, but that didn't happen. Now, one last hit gonna happen before just to close this fight. Gets the punch down. Oh, and misses the ground pound. Really unfortunate. Bounces on the shell. Really, really unfortunate there. Yeah, this is definitely sub 350 dead, I think. Oh, that's really unfortunate. There. You don't want to stand that close. It's gonna kill all meteors. Okay, no. Good. Okay. He doesn't wait this time. Doesn't want to throw off his aim. It's perfect.
Yup. I think that's sub 350 dead.
And Bowser falls off into oblivion, never to be seen again. Of course, Bowser pulls off this Marvel supervillain plotline and decides to, nope, I'm here. Now the final Bowser strikes. Oh, unfortunately missed there. Unfortunate miss again. Bowser's getting closer. Remember, at the last stage, oh, the shell hits. Now Bowser can punch after his attack. Oh, he's knocked back though. Finally, the meteor lands. Another land hit. This should be the last hit that's needed. And it's in the face, and it's done. It's gonna be a 350 per 29, I think. 29 or 30. And this should be GG for it. I'll call ShadowFax for an interview. Alright. Alright, we'll see if ShadowFax is willing to come for an interview, then we're gonna wrap this up. Alright. Yeah, I'll just remind you all that the group phase is double elimination, so this doesn't mean the ShadowFax is off of the tournament. You will have another chance in loser's bracket. Obviously, it's going to be an uphill battle due to the nature of the loser's bracket. 350-30. Alright, kind of a shame losing sub 350 in the race there. We'll see if she wants to come for an interview now.